Hello. Welcome to the Mr. Westford stream. I've been looking at my face here on my camera, and I can't remember if I've always had this freckle here, if it's like dirt on my face. Do I have cancer? Is that new? Oh, it doesn't look right. I gotta like look at pictures of myself. Is that always been there? I don't even know. All right, let's look at my. Yeah, it's in this picture of me. Is it in this picture? No, it's not. Let's see. Let's keep looking. I don't take a lot. I mean, there's like videos of me doing all these atheist videos. I don't take a lot. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is a. That's just a freckle I got. Weird. I feel like I just noticed it for the first time. Has it always been there? You know, one weird thing. I was working at Amazon like a decade ago, and I noticed one day I had this little freckle on my knuckle here. You see this? This guy here? Definitely wasn't there before. 100% wasn't there. I feel like there's just something underneath my skin that, like, I don't know if I got injured and something got lodged in there, but it's been there ever since. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like a normal freckle to me. It just looks like there's something in there. I don't know. It hasn't bothered me really. It's not painful. Anyways, how y'all doing today? All 0 viewers. Pretty good turnout for me, as usual. So thanks everybody. Post talk, retroactively watching this in the future. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tolerating my nonsense. Today I'm in a, what's the right word? Contemplative state. I don't know. I'm even trying to figure out the right words for it. It's a, some kind of not brooding. It's not like it's angry, like Batman brooding, but definitely a different headspace than I have been in a while. You know, I've done a lot of last couple of years, especially. I've been busy getting things done, having lots of tasks, a lot of time preoccupied. A lot of habits I have decreased. For instance, it's been like 8 weeks since I even turned on my desktop. Haven't played video games hardly at all. A lot of my leisure stuff has just gone away. It's just really busy time of life, and I'm looking forward to getting a lot of projects done and having more times to sit down and be contemplative. Hello, Toilet Bowl Earth. How you doing? Do you want to hang out? I mean, you free to, man. We haven't really talked before, but yeah, today, in an interesting mood. I've been watching a lot of King Pilled, and I feel like his recent streams have been like challenging me the way I have thought about stuff, have thought about being a man. I mean, it sounds kind of gay, but like what a man is supposed to do in like this, or in our American context, I guess. Like Andrew Wilson was the first person that really got me to start thinking about it, because I got pretty black pilled, I suppose you could say, during 2020. I was had pendulum swung from being a lefty to rah America conservative Trump voter guy. And then I saw all the corruption of 2020 in the election, and saw that at the highest levels, our elections are fake and gray. And that plus becoming Orthodox and learning about symphonia between church and state, the Byzantine Empire, the Russian Empire, learning about these ancient forms of governance, and having my belief in liberal democracy shattered, even though it was not. I hadn't even really believed in it that long, maybe a year and a half. I'd been watching lots of conservative content. I'd watched Gavin McInnes pretty much daily for like 6 months. I watched a lot of Steven Crowder. Who else? Jordan Peterson was early on for me, even though he's a classical liberal, whatever. But it was basically just a ship for me to jump onto when I no longer was buying into all of the lefty stuff that I was into. and I was an anarchist for years before the lefty stuff, which isn't quite the same as all the lefty liberal gay stuff, but it's definitely not the conservative stuff I decided to adopt when I jumped that ship. But what am I saying here? What am I saying? I'm saying I left the left and saw the right had better arguments from, in comparison to the left. And I was trying to reclaim the conservatism I grew up with my dad listening to who Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity and all these people I remember hearing all the time from being a wee lad. I was trying to reclaim that because, maybe I thought I was getting mature to where I could go like, okay, maybe just because this is my father's beliefs, his political paradigm, I'm not going to do the low tier intelligence thing and just reject it because that's where I came from or whatever, which I don't think is exactly what I did, but I saw a lot of people doing that. Maybe there was an element of that in me, maybe. But yeah, 2020 basically killed that for me trying to resuscitate my conservatism, American exceptionalism. We have the greatest country on earth, and we just need to vote for our interests, and then things will get better. We can own the libs through the vote and all that. I mean, I saw that our votes literally meant nothing because they just decided who won the election despite who was voted for more. So all that I'm saying, I guess, is hello, skeptic. That's what I'm trying to say. Hello, sir. How are you? But yeah, I went from rah America to doomer doxy of the world is cursed. America is vile. I am your favorite black man. I am my own favorite black man. I grew up in Blackman. It's a part of me. But for the last 3 years, probably, I've been adamantly against participating in the democratic process from, I guess you could say, the pendulum swing from conservatism to an orthodox mindset. There's definitely some of that. I jumped from from one ship that was burning to another ship. I'm not saying that the orthodox conception of monarchy is a ship that's burning by any means. It's not at all. I think it's the objectively best form of governance that we have. But where I've been being challenged by King Pill, especially lately, and Andrew Wilson in the last several months, is we can't just, as men here in America, is it proper for every man to just isolate ourselves and not participate in the busted system that we have? Is there some form of participation that we can have within the system? What does that look like for an Orthodox Christian man here in America? I mean, my solution in the last 3 years, even though I'm just a dude, is just total backing away from American politics in and of itself. And I think part of that was something I needed because I was so glued to politics and the narrative stuff that was going on from like the whole 2020 election cycle and then all the COVID stuff. Hello, John. Hello. Thank you for hopping in, man. Yeah, I was super glued to it the whole election cycle of 2020. And before that, for like a year and a half, just consuming so much American politics stuff. And then for like a year and a half after 2020, being glued to all of the mandates and all of the politics and all of the hypocrisy and looking at it from all around the world, all of the pandemic stuff that was happening. And it's just consuming so much of my time. so much of my time. And I mean, part of that's was good, obviously, because it kept me from taking certain experimental um, injections that could have killed me, could have harmed my family in a very direct way. So I don't think it was all for nothing by any means, but definitely was like all consuming for many months. So since like 2021, I've been very hands off with anything politics, with any political opinions, and I've just been like, what does it matter? I'm not going to give my pinch of incense to Caesar. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to participate because I have come to despise this system and I see all of its flaws. And I don't think that the ship can be corrected. I think there's birth defects in America from its inception. And I still think that. I still do. But the question that has been on my mind, that I've been contemplating for heavily for the last week and a lot for the last several months, from Andrew and then Kingpilled, obviously, what I've been saying. But I'm gonna keep reiterating a little bit since people are hopping in. How you doing, Nadim? Hello. Is what am I saying? What level of participation should an Orthodox Christian have in a corrupt system? Some people, and I don't even know if the answer is the same for everybody. Like, so let's take it out of the political sphere for a minute and just look at another topic. So King Pilled last week was talking about, and excuse me, my wife put up the chimes. I'm gonna go take them down so the audio is not garbled. That's a perfect segue to say, hey, any mod here, can you put a link to my Cash App so people can donate if you want to help me get off the back porch so I don't have to think about stuff like taking down the chimes and putting them back up afterwards, so I can just have good audio and everything. I'm going to build a studio when we hit a threshold. So if anybody could help me out, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for all the support you give me. But King Pilled recently was been talking about sacred geometry and what level of participation an Orthodox Christian should have in sacred geometry, which is kind of a broad topic, but it's stuff like, if we're going to try to give a quick Yelp review of it, Cliff Notes, there are patterns, mathematical patterns that are baked into creation, such as a Fibonacci sequence. And it seems that there may be connections across these different natural patterns. And then it's also brought into other stuff like ancient civilizations understood these patterns to a greater extent than we do, and they were able to use them for certain technologies and such. So King Pilled is been Cash App is 100% goes to me rather than the 70% like super chats. The I believe the drawback is there's people out of the United States that aren't able to use Cash App. And then if I hit a certain, I mean, it's going to be taxed eventually if I hit a certain threshold of yearly income or whatever. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so get my thoughts together. Pin that message. Cool. King Pilled has been saying or posing the question to Orthodox Christians that what level of participation should an Orthodox Christian have when it comes to something like sacred geometry? Because whenever you look at it, pretty much universally, the only people talking about it are weirdo, new agey people. Okay. All right, Nadim, I can look at that later or whatever. But I want to get better at like this monologuing stuff. I think that'd be good. A part of this, I just want to keep building skills. It's not the most natural thing to act like you're having a beer with an audience of people when they're not actually there with you. It's different than being around a campfire or whatever, but it's a skill. So, and Natasha, she was on the stream last Friday hanging out, and she had, and I think it's pretty much a valid point. I would just try to contextualize it. She was saying that because we see people getting lost in the sacred geometry, grammatia stuff, trying to figure out why the numbers and everything connect, and maybe seeing connections that maybe aren't even there. She made the point that it's safer to just not participate in at all, and not get lost in the sauce, which I think is valid point and concern, because because we have tons and tons of examples of New Age people getting lost in what does all of it mean, and basically worshiping the creation rather than the creator, which is probably the biggest pitfall when it comes to sacred geometry, just as this example. But I think King Pill makes good points of, this is stuff that is interesting, and a lot of people are interested in it. And likely people are going to be looking it up and seeing the patterns, and the people that are going to be giving them explanations, giving them like a narrative that ties all these things together, are the New Age people. And if they don't have and if the New Age people, obviously their conclusions are wrong. Their precepts about all of the patterns are going to be wrong and based in weird Gnostic, weird God, weird the universe looking at itself. It's going to be rooted in all this nonsense. And people are going to see all of these things that seem like they're baked into reality, which it seems that they are, and then hear this explanation. Well, it's because it's simulation. It's because we're, reincarnated souls trying to figure this out and trying to remember our past lives, all this nonsense, dumb stuff. He's saying that we should take it seriously and look at it and try to contextualize it within the truest framework that you can have, Orthodox Christianity, which is objective truth, which I think is also a really good point. But I would say to try to bridge the gap or contextualize Natasha's point and King Pill's, I think for some people it's better to just not investigate, not participate in that. And for other people, maybe they're called to it, you could say. Maybe it's just something that they do. And I don't think it's especially if you're not compromising the faith and the dogmas of the church or anything like that. You're just trying to wrestle with these phenomena. I don't see anything wrong with that. I do think Natasha makes a good point of just being cautious, but I don't think it's like, oh, if you're an Orthodox Christian, you have to tackle sacred geometry. And I don't think that's what King Pill's saying. It's just that why shouldn't some of us tackle it and try to give a better explanation, the best explanation than the one that people are being offered? And I've also heard similar things, jumping to another topic that maybe can be looked at as parallel, is with all of the metaverse stuff. I've heard many people talking about how, as Orthodox Christians, us wanting to love people and evangelize to them and bring them to the truth, there's going to be people who live their whole lives in the metaverse potentially. I mean, people already kind of do this with video games or just the internet in general. But it might get really weird where you're like plugged into a machine and it's like the Matrix and all that. And it's plugged right into your spine, bro. And if it comes to that, are these people that we go and live in the woods and I think it's totally valid for some people to go and live in the woods and protect their families. I mean, I believe St. Paisius said to survive the coming Great Reset stuff that's going to be happening. If you have an acre, a garden, and a goat, then you'll be fine. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, because looking at a lot of the Ukraine stuff and seeing forced conscription and men that they ran out of food at their house and they had to go into the public market to go get stuff. And then they were grabbed off the street and forced to go to the meat grinder and die. If you're able to have that self-sovereignty and food sovereignty, you're able to stay out of the crossfire more. And that's been kind of my strategies of the last several years, just take care of my stuff, take care of my family, be a man that has integrity and all that. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but I think some of us are not all called with the same stuff. And that's all I'm really trying to say now, is bringing that stuff with the metaverse and the sacred geometry and then going back to politics. What is an Orthodox Christian in America supposed to are we just supposed to take my approach of the last several years and to say uh, I I'm an American. I can't make myself not an American. I can't pretend to be a Russian. I'm not a Russian. No, and even if I learn the language and know the culture and everything, the Russians aren't going to look at me as a Russian because I'm not. I'm an American. Am I supposed to just not participate in any way as a man? Am I supposed to totally bow out? Um, that's what I've done. I'm not even quite sure what level of participation I could have. I mean, I've heard decent arguments that potentially local voting, your local state. What is this? I don't know, man. It is what it is. Can you pretend really hard though? Maybe it works. I mean, my little brother is pretending really hard that he's my little sister. So, I mean, it works to a certain extent. I mean, it's self deception, but it's not fooling me. No amount of him pretending is gonna fool me. But all I'm saying is, I feel like I'm in that. It's a weird vibe, you know. I'm contemplating this stuff, and I don't even know. I don't know where I'm gonna end up in my views of it in 6 months or next week. Am I gonna vote? No, probably not. I mean, is A1 any good anyways? I usually just make my own steak sauce. Is it good anyways? Yeah, studying stuff. Mana, you started talking about the sacred geometry stuff too, and I think you and King Pill aligned. Um, what was my take on Andrew's recent debate? I don't think I saw most of it. I only saw really what Jim Bob had done. Can you tell? Can he tell if you detach your fingers yet? I don't know how little he is. He's 3.5 years younger. I guess he's not a little brother. He's not like an infant or nothing. I'm so peculiar. Yes, I'm quite pensive and um, sophisticated with my jibber jabber. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that my thoughts are changing a little bit. And I don't know how to feel about it. You know, I'd like to just say it's all fake and gray, and leave me alone with my garden and my chickens. But I don't know. Is that right? Am I supposed to do that? I'm supposed to protect my family, be a good man. But how am I supposed to participate? Man is supposed to go out into the world and conquer and bring home the bacon. Why did that happen? I sucked in tobacco. That sucks. Well, does anybody want to hang out? I've been trying to get better at this whole monologuing thing and having the thoughts not stall out. It's very easy for me to just have my thoughts stall out sometimes. How you doing, slow boy? What do you think? What do you guys think? What level of participation should an Orthodox Christian have in America? An American Orthodox Christian have in American politics? Is it something that we should be paying attention to? Totally ignore? Should we be writing our senators? I don't do that. Is it just because of my anarchist background that I feel like I get to do a lot of have all of my anarchy mindset in a monarchist context? Like, oh, I don't have monarchy. I'm in this fake and gray American system, so I get to just act like I'm an anarchist still because I don't like this system. You know, you can't control me. Full participation by disassociation from Fed. Yeah, I mean, is this participating? I mean, I think a lot of people Kangs and Quangs. Ugh. I don't know if I like Quangs. I don't know how I feel about that one. But Yeah, I mean, I've looked at it as it's not a political issue, all of the stuff wrong with our country. It is a spiritual issue, and spirituality is upstream from culture. So we got to affect the hearts and minds of people before we can vote out the degens or whatever. You can't just legislate the heart change, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. Let me say it a couple more times. Kangs and quangs. I mean, I don't know. Nadim, you say that.
Kangs and quangs.
Or my
That
headphone.
word.
Say it again. Say it.
Kangs and quangs.
You gotta really put the qua in there.
Kangs and quangs.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like when you say it either. I don't like it. And just for that, Nadim, I'm kicking you off. I am definitely not Canadian. Definitely not. Unless you have $50,000 to pay for a plate at a fundraising event several times a year, chances are you'll never get donors to get elected. You need funding. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even like do Orthodox Christians, should we try to be electing people from the church into office? Should people be running for local office? Is it just I don't know. I I don't know. I feel safe in my paradigm of just total isolation and pointing people to the church. That's more comfortable to me because then I can say, hey, I'm helping the upstream issue. But what, you don't like matriarchal societies? I mean, yeah. Uh, no, I mean matriarchal society. I mean, that's just a bunch of women with penis envy, man. That's not something I want to participate in. Society entails hierarchy because it entails roles that are filled through merit. Yeah. There's that word again. There's that word. All right, Nadim, say it one more time.
What up, dude?
Say it.
Kangs and quangs.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Get it out of here. When did I say I was a Canadian? Never. Never have I been a Canadian. I've never voted, but there are things thing are a bit different in Canada and USA. Local level voting matters. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even necessarily convinced that local level really my vote matters there. I'm willing to hear it out though. It makes more sense. I mean, I definitely don't believe at all that voting for the president matters. But the thing that would convince me to vote for a president would be like Pascal's wager. Well, if it doesn't matter either way, then it doesn't matter if you vote. But if voting has a chance of affecting things in a positive way, then it's better to vote. But I can't be sure that my vote actually matters because I have a lot of evidence that it doesn't. But maybe I should vote just in case it does matter. But I don't know, Dean. Who are you voting for president, huh?
Funny, man. You said something that I agree and don't at the same time about
Interesting.
about how about how you should live in society as like an American, which is true. Like each of us should live as 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 their nation, like as a
Mhm.
part of their nation. But you shouldn't still have this. In my point of view, you shouldn't still have this mindset of like anarchy, like when you were comparing anarchy and monarchy monarchy. Sorry.
Right.
um, but I think you can implant this idea slowly. I mean, as a culture, as a group of people, as Orthodox people, even Christians, can implant this idea slowly. It doesn't have to be in your lifetime, you know?
Right. And I don't think that if America was to become something like an Orthodox Christian nation, that is very unlikely to happen in my lifetime. Does that mean I should that? I mean, I should be doing what I can, even if it's just in my own life and my own family, to be pushing it towards the right direction. Hello,
Hmm.
old Joe. How are you, sir?
Hello, sir. How are things?
Things are good. How are you? Doing good?
Good, good. I just wanted to echo some of your sentiments on elections, if I could
Okay.
take a minute to that,
Yeah, of course.
because I think I agree in terms of the attention the national elections get as it relates to the amount of effectiveness they have at making any real change in your society. Where the real change can be instituted are small local elections, school board elections, municipal elections. These have more effect on your everyday life than who the president is.
Right.
So I think the participation level that we get in local elections is stunningly low, and it shouldn't be. So I just wanted to get up here and support what you had said about, I think you kind of hinted at perhaps local elections may be a place to put your vote. I'm not sure if I misunderstood you or not.
I don't I have before in the last since the election in 2020, I've just totally like I'm just going to focus on being a better man and progressing myself, my own thought and my own habits and discipline. And I lost faith in the election cycle wholesale, and maybe that was just throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And now I'm in a place of reanalyzing what level of participation actually does good, and I think that the local level would make a lot more sense. But I'm still more in the position of thinking out and trying to hear people's arguments for it.
So the last piece I'd like to say, I usually just jump up for a short time on panel. Would you mind if I quickly address, because somebody had mentioned the Andrew Wilson debate, and I'd like to give a few thoughts on that if I could.
That was me.
Yeah, sure. I saw maybe the first 45 minutes of it or something.
I
So
watched it all today, like as a podcast.
you watched the whole debate, did you?
Yeah, I did today.
Okay, so here are my thoughts, and then, well, do you want to just share yours first, and then maybe I'll...
No. I mean, I didn't even think about it that much until TBE commented about it on Jim Bob's stream. So I started thinking about this part. I wasn't really focused on it, but it made me remember stuff. So say your part.
Sure. So this thumbnail that's on my picture here was actually made up for me by a young lady on a debate channel I was on before, and the first word on there, if I remember correctly, is truth. We spoke before, Mr. Westford, about my belief, my spiritual beliefs in objective reality and truth, and how important it is to pursue that. And the first familiarity I had with Andrew Wilson was his debate with Matt Dillahunty. And
Okay.
I had become exceedingly frustrated and annoyed listening to Matt Dillahunty debate, because my position has always been that as a professional magician, he masks the truth, and he does so using language as well. And so,
Right.
and oftentimes, if he couldn't mask the truth directly with language, what he would do would be steer the conversation into a place where if you questioned what he was saying, you could be called a bigot or rude or any one of the things that go around in modern day society. And when I watched Andrew walk right through all that and not care about being labeled, I honestly believe that was a moment in debate history.
That was
Simply,
beautiful.
in my opinion, it was.
Being a bigot is a compliment, to be honest. I think it as a compliment.
If you are using tact and decorum as a way to hide somebody's reasonable objections, I believe you're no longer debating in good faith. And I don't believe that Dillahunty debates in good faith.
No.
So having seen that, and then watching the crowd reaction. So Dillahunty fled the debate stage. He did not respond to the arguments, and yet the crowd voted him as the debate winner.
Right. He didn't debate at all. What's even more egregious is that was the first time I'd watched a debate on that Modern Day Debate channel. And I don't know I can't even remember his name, the guy that runs that, but he was the moderator. And he was like, oh, I mean, Andrew, aren't you like being a little mean? Maybe. And he like started like throwing a fit at the guy who was there to debate. And it's like, aren't you a moderator? Shouldn't you be impartial? And like he was giving, I just don't think maybe Christians should like do that. I'm like, who cares that you're the moderator? I know this is your platform or whatever, but it's shouldn't you be mad at the guy who's pretending to be mad so he can act like he's on his high horse and storm out? Like, shouldn't you be mad at the guy who's ruining the debate that you're hosting? I don't.
But
It was really
it's like they're
lame.
no,
it's like
this is
when you ask them if God came to you and told you he existed, they would say no, I wouldn't believe in him. It's the exact same thing they're doing. Like if Dillahunty leaves in the beginning of a debate, he still wins it. You know, so
Right.
yeah.
it's like
Well, this is it. And so when we get that kind of tribalism, and I've watched since then, I've watched a few of that fellow's debates, whatever his name is, there, the moderator, and he very clearly comes from a perspective. There's no way he's neutral. You know, you
Right.
can. It's funny how that's revealed in a person's conversation. And one of the things that I would say is that I'm not a practicing Christian myself, but if you are, I imagine it's very, very deeply held faith, very sacred. And Dillahunty can get up here and call your God bumbling and make all sorts of
Yep.
insults. And that's absolutely fine. Nobody steps up and says anything. But yet you make one offhanded remark about somebody that he's involved in a relationship with, and all of a sudden that's beyond the pale.
And it
So
was Matt brought it up first, and Andrew's like, okay, well, since he brought that up, let's talk about it. It wasn't even like Andrew decided to take pot shots or whatever. Yeah. I agree with you though that it's I mean that's part of me wanting to do like Christian comedy or all this stuff, whatever that means. I guess like just a Christian who's doing comedy. I don't know. That's a whole other debate, whatever. But is I think there is a huge bias against Christianity, especially in comedy. Like stand up comedians can just walk up and it's like, so Christians are retarded, right? And everybody like claps, and I'm like, it's so that's not a joke. Like it's okay if you like make fun of me, and especially if it's funny. If you have like good punchlines or whatever, like I can take a joke, but it's like this unspoken thing that like, where are the Christians? I can't even like a Christian that just does normal stand up. Where are they?
now,
Are they allowed?
where do you think that comes from?
I mean, probably just product of secularization in general.
So here's my theory, and anybody's welcome to shoot it down that wants to. I believe sometime in the late 60s, early 70s, we had a strong Marxist influence come into our post-secondary institutions, into academia, into intelligentsia. And this ripping down of Christianity is actually an attack on the fiber of our society. We see the same thing, an attack on the family. We see people attacking fatherhood. We see people attacking masculinity. And the comedians who are making these kind of jokes, cheap jokes, either know what's safe because they have to be smart people, or they're probably running those same crowds. Like I know you can't make certain statements in certain crowds of intellectuals, of academics, of professors. I can walk into a crowd full of academics for the most part and basically have a script written for myself for things that I can say that are going to mean that I'm socially accepted there. And it's boring and it's lowbrow, in my opinion.
But you'll win kudos and you might be able to make a career of it.
Yes, exactly. So I want to just skip on to the critical part that I'm coming away from the debate with. It's important, I think, that if we're going to pursue the truth, we do so on both sides. Because if we only criticize one side, then we may be guilty of what we're mocking the other side for doing. And part of what I've noticed in Andrew's debate style as of late, and him and I actually got into it on his channel one time. We got into it on Jim Bob's channel too.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. So Andrew sometimes is guilty of not pursuing the truth. In his debates, he's guilty of perhaps feeding his ego. An example would be the last time he was on the whatever podcast, or his wife Rachel was. And there was another lady on there that broadly held the same view as Rachel did, and they were getting along and they were doing a fabulous job of, espousing values that I would like to espouse. And Andrew and Jim Bob were on Andrew's channel. And Andrew kept saying, yeah, but it's not going to stay that way. If you're a Wilson, you take every head at the table. You watch, she's going to go after her head. I don't know that that's the best way to operate in the long term. There are times when you have to, but in terms of every day, and I think he did the same thing with this Dave fellow. And sometimes that may prevent him and his audience from getting further opportunities at high profile debates because people may start to shut him down. and just
Okay,
never.
is it possible that the first part was a joke? Was it, or
Well, this
I,
is
I, I didn't
another
see
thing.
the whatever, so I'm like I couldn't speak to
okay?
it specifically.
This is another thing that Andrew does quite regularly. Is says something like that and then claims later that it's a joke. And I'm not sure that it is. I
Okay.
think he would have been happy to see Rachel go after that lady. And I don't know what it would have accomplished other than
Did he
Okay,
say
say,
anything like,
I can
"Oh,
I
go
can
out"?
comment
She
on the
what? I didn't watch it, so I couldn't speak to it. But
yeah.
was it
I watched the second one, not the whatever.
okay?
So I can comment on the second part. The first part I can't. I don't. I'm just assuming it might have been a joke.
Well,
But the,
do you know if was he saying, "Oh, she said this thing that doesn't," even though we agree with her 90% of the way, she said this one thing that I don't think makes much sense. I think Rachel will go after that, or was it just, "Oh, it's another person, go after that person because it's because."
his words were this. His words were this, and you can rewind it. When you're a Wilson, you take every head at the table.
Okay.
Those words.
so
I
if
don't
so,
find anything that funny about that. And I think that when you consider the confrontational style that he has been criticized for, it's leaning into it a little bit too much if he is joking.
so if Jim Bob and Wilson and Andrew Wilson were in the same panel, do you think Andrew would take the head of Jim Bob?
I don't think Jim Bob. Okay, do you want me to be quite frank about this?
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
know why.
I don't think Jim Bob would give him the opportunity. I think Jim Bob would
me
send. I
too. But
think Jim Bob would sense the conversation going to a place where Andrew didn't want it to go, and would either retract or stop talking about it. Because here's a question for you: is there a hierarchy between Jim Bob and Andrew? Do you think?
well, that's an interesting question. But I don't. I mean,
Let me tell you about an experience I had with Andrew directly. So it's my belief that some of the things that I'm pointing to, Andrew's a fabulous debater, and I think he's necessary. But in my opinion, as an entertainer, Jim Bob is extremely broad, and some of the things he does with his art and his music, and some of the conversations that he have is fascinating. So he was being deferent on his show to Andrew one time, which sometimes bugs me. He doesn't need to do that. And I said, you know what? In the comments, I said, you know what, Andrew, Jim Bob, in my opinion, one day you're going to be bigger than Andrew is. I believe it's true. Andrew jumped up out of the chat from nowhere. He hadn't been in there before and jumped on me for making that comment. So, in my opinion, that sends a message to me, or is meant to, and it sends a message to Jim Bob. So we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. I would just suggest that you observe their behavior when they're together and ask yourself if Jim Bob shows some deference to Andrew, because I don't think he should. Now, if I'm wrong on that, then I'm wrong. But I think there might be something there.
Okay.
that's interesting.
That's
I'll
go on,
focus on
Nadine.
it more in the future. I definitely will. But just to give a point to the second part he was saying about this Dave debate, um, I can just tell you what me and TBE were talking about in Jim Bob's chat. It's that there was part of the debate where they were talking about the social. Uh, what's it, I don't know what's it called in the US, where they take money for social reasons and they give it to other people. It's just social credit. I don't know what it's called. Anyways,
Reparations.
maybe that. I don't know. Anyways, so here Andrew was saying that yeah, this is theft, and that's yeah, so that exactly social safety nets, and he said that this is theft, and this I would consider it as non as not a good thing. But for example, conscription for the military is a duty, and or giving tax for infrastructure. Sorry, giving tax for infrastructure is necessary for a society. Um, so the thing TBE was saying is that he was going in bad faith because he's not giving the full Christian ethics view, which is that we that charity is part of our Orthodox belief that we should give to people in need, to give to the poor. Now, I think he was, for me personally, I thought he was doing the argument that yes, the church should be able, should take this responsibility, not the state. And our belief, our Orthodox belief, is that yes, it's true in this compartment. It's the symphonia of the Byzantine, like this is what happened in the Byzantine Empire. The charity, the social funds were directed by the church, which is like sort of charity work. And TBE was arguing that it was bad faith because he didn't tell him that, or I don't know, maybe TBE can come on and explain why. That's basically what we were saying about it. So you're correct in a way that we have to criticize our side too. It's more important to criticize our side, than to criticize the enemy, or not the enemy, like the opposite view, you know, because then it just contradicts our whole worldview. If we don't correct ourselves first, then we can't start correcting others. You know?
It's an interesting way of thinking about it, isn't it? Because we want to be loyal to our friends, and we don't want to be jumping down the throat of our friends either. But I'm going to tell you something that I think I saw for the first time, and you guys can decide whether I'm right or not. The way that Andrew went after this Dave fellow, I'm not familiar with this Dave fellow, but the way that he went after this guy did not sit well with a lot of people. And for the first time ever, I saw in his chat where there were a number of people that were very critical of him, and I've never seen that before. And the problem is, if the tide starts to turn against you like that, your ability to secure these high-profile conversations in the end, which is what we all want. I mean, the attack mode is great on whatever, or if you're in one of these blood sport debates, but at some point, dialectic has to take over, and you have to evolve past that, especially if you want to draw in, the larger numbers and the larger debates, because the people that you want to pull into your channel are always going to be more influential than yourself, at least if you want to grow. And they have the ability to just shut you off. If you get the reputation for a troublemaker, you may look at Don Lemon, what happened with him, when he went after Elon Musk. He thought that he was going to accomplish something doing that, and it basically took his career with X and flushed it down the toilet. And now his views on YouTube are way down. So I would say, if I was to give Andrew any advice, I would say be a little more selective on the blood sport stuff and tune in on the dialectic a little more when appropriate. Not lose yourself, but I would be careful about always being that combative. I'll finish by saying this. I know people who know Andrew well, who are his friends, who behind the scenes have been critical of how he handled that debate, who said that wasn't right.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the full debate, so I don't have a full opinion to speak on.
I wouldn't completely disagree with it. I think sometimes, yes, Andrew and all of us, all of the people that go into this realm of trying to spread orthodoxy, which I think is very good, but some of the time, because we all do mistakes, we're all human, we're all sinners.
Speak for yourself, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement, right? We all have flaws.
Yeah, so we all have flaws, and sometimes we can see others' flaws more as like. So I can agree that sometimes he overdoes this particularly, but I think it's way he does it way less. He does it very. He doesn't do it too much to disregard all his message, because you can see like how much he's grown, like his channel has grown, So I think you're right. He has to dial down a bit, but I don't think it's like at an alarming rate that he's pushing away a lot of people. I think that's one of the reasons other people, maybe from the Red Pill community, join and start listening to this type of content.
Sure, and I'd say a couple things before I leave, and then I'll jump down.
Course.
I'm reading a conversation where I guess it looks like '07 Scape says, the title says Andrew versus Dave, not a conversation with Andrew and Dave. There is still a purpose to some decorum in a debate, and you can look up what the rules are. There's a difference between blood sport debate and dialectic, and I would ask what the purpose of those debates are. Are they like, are we, in Roman times where we sit back and watch two gladiators fight it out? Because I myself am searching for meaning, and that's what I believe these debates are about. And then lastly, I would say to Mr. Westford, hey, great work. The shorts are fabulous, eh?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm really enjoying them. And keep up the good work, man. Thank you very much, eh?
Yeah, thanks you, man.
Thanks for
Oh,
joining.
Joe, yeah, thanks for joining. Good to hear from you. It's the first time we've had a actual conversation like that, other than just in the comments and such. But good to hear from you. I'd like to do more shorts. I got other ideas, just trying to find time to try them out. How you doing, Toilet Bowl Earth and Mass Creation Broadcast? How y'all doing?
What's up, dudes?
What up, blood?
How you doing? How you living?
Hey, so I only have like a few moments here. I just want to hop on real quick just to explain like what I found so bizarre in that debate. So, okay, if we're gonna be this person that's espousing this idea of Christian populism and Christian nationalism, and this idea that our values as Christians is reflected in government and enacted in government, that when I hear things like, oh, we need to scale back social safety nets, and and this ridiculous thing, he was like, oh, taking from their account from the rich and giving it to the poor. It was such a sort of reductive way of putting it. If we're going to say we're Christians and we want our values reflected in government and how government functions with our taxes and whatnot, I found that very bizarre of him to say okay. that that's theft, considering it. I mean,
this is what Andrew said.
Yes, in the debate.
Okay, I didn't hear it. I heard the first like 45 minutes. Was this later on? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, because it was the part where Dave was like, well, when is it not theft, or when is it theft? And that's when he goes on to say the infrastructure is fine, blah blah blah, but taking from the wealthy to give to the poor via social safety nets, that's theft, which is bizarre. If we take just basically a cursory look at Byzantium and Saint Constantine, for example, as well. I mean, he instituted a might I say, a progressive tax system, which rectified some injustices that happened to the poor. So I just like to hearing that was just kind of like grossed me out, gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like, how and what? Why are you even saying this? Like, that's not even what we believe. Like, but you're the one up here saying you're debating libertarianism versus Christian populism, and you're saying that it was just very bizarre to me. So, and yeah, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the funds in Byzantine and the philanthropy in the Byzantines, a lot of it was done by the imperial state. It was taken from landlords and merchants and government officials. So I just found that bizarre, and that's why I found the debate to be terribly bad faith, because literally bad faith, and I mean that in the literal term, bad faith, because it's not reflective of the church historically, nor is it scripturally. It's just bizarre to hear that. So that's all I really had to say. I really just had a few moments to hop on, but like, okay, that's really all I had to say.
You might say just listening, and he didn't like lie, TBE. He said exactly what he said. I can hear Andrew's voice saying what he said. So you could say that, just jumping in, someone would say that if he knows the Orthodox perspective of the social safety nets, you would think that, oh, he's just saying that to win the argument, not to.
He was using like a rhetorical device.
Yeah, not to reflect the actual view of Orthodox, the actual Orthodox view.
He was espousing his own beliefs, which, I mean, to some extent, it has to tie into the church you purport yourself to belong to. So I found that very strange.
And in some way, it was done to just win the argument, not to
like how I saw the part where he said, "Oh, let's just say that God beams the knowledge into my brain." I'm like, that's not really what we say,
Yeah.
not even the language we would say. But he's trying to use a certain argument. So I haven't watched the full debate. I can't
No,
give
that's
my take
not
on it,
parallel
but
to what
it's
TBE
not
was
parallel.
saying.
Okay, gotcha. I haven't seen it to say, but TBE, do you want to respond to this? F Communist is saying, would charity not be better left to the church and community under Christian populism? I think he's talking to you about that.
Why in the Byzantine it was both. It was both by the imperial state and the church. So if we're talking about some synergism, which Andrew talks about a lot, the church and the state having this sort of synergism, which would be lead to the best possible outcomes, that it should be both. It's not an either or. So, but anyway, boys, I got to get out of here. Thank you for having me, man.
Bye.
I'll hop on again and hang out a little longer, but I got to go.
Yeah, or you have a good
Appreciate
one, man.
y'all.
See you, man. Yeah, I would say St. John Chrysostom is pretty clear that the poor are there for the benefit of the rich, that the rich, it's their duty and their job to provide for those in need. Hey, Mass Creation Broadcast, how are you doing, sir? My rooster is freaking the hell out. I don't know why.
Can you hear me all right? Because
You sound like you're underwater.
yeah, that issue with my voice, I have no idea.
What is that? I can't hear a thing, man.
Here, I can turn you up a bit on my side. Try again.
Do you hear me better now?
I tried to turn you up, and it just became more staticky, and you're still as quiet. So I don't think I did anything.
It's hilarious. You should listen to it back.
Okay. Everyone else just be quiet. We'll listen to you.
I probably need to stop connecting from my phone and just go to the mic.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Are you on your phone or something?
I am. Hold up.
You are on your phone. Okay. If you wanna hop off and try to get a earbuds or something that might have a better mic, that's fine.
You should.
David Atlas is saying in the U.S. we don't have synergia or symphonia between church and state. Unfortunately, maybe he was criticizing the U.S. system. I suppose I'd have to watch the debate to see what my
That's
thoughts are
basically
on.
what we were talking about in the beginning. That like how could you infiltrate the thought of monarchy in the US?
Right. So it's similar to me trying to figure out because Andrew talking about Christian populism and trying to move the needle towards an Orthodox America. It has to happen from within, and the people have to change. But that doesn't mean we as men should just
So the
isolate ourselves
argument
out
you-
of the. Go on.
The example you gave, I think, was used in good faith to kind of lower down because he was just granting. He was saying, "I can grant you that." That's just debate tactics. That's not.
Gotcha.
bad
I don't.
faith.
To TBE was
what
saying that he said some
TBE
weird socialist stuff.
What-
I'm not sure the context of it, but if it is just him criticizing
what
taxation,
what
that's
TBE
weird.
was saying, I think Andrew was just giving his own perspective, which is not orthodox. I think.
I agree.
Anyways, I think I have to hop off, and maybe I join back. So.
All right.
It was
Well,
good.
I hear your mama. I hear his mama. Don't you disappoint your mama. Okay. Mass Creation Broadcast that says you may fix it. If you want to hop on again, we can try it. But yeah, I mean that's all the tangential stuff there aside. I'm on Mars. Anybody just listening in audio is gonna be like, what is he talking about? But how do we interact with the system that is pretty diametrically, maybe not totally diametrically opposed, but on the it's has the foundation of all this Enlightenment project stuff that is very diametrically opposed to the Christian worldview. How do we participate in this system without? Is there a level of compromise that's okay? Do we? I don't know. And are there different types, different ways of compromising and participation? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, David. And I know you meant symphonia, but synergia and symphonia. I mean, different concepts, but I know what you mean. Like, I think let's try to see if we can look at different things that are maybe parallel. See if we can try to further this question more, because I still don't know where I land on it right now. But let's just take someone like Jonathan Pajot, who is trying to be a bridge to the secularists in the modern man, and trying to use different language. He's trying to use the language of the modern Enlightenment man to help them understand the ancient cosmology and the ancient worldview of the Christian, of the Orthodox Christian. So there's lots of times Pajot will say stuff that seems a little, doesn't like pass the smell test to me. And often it's usually like, let's say this is the rule. And then maybe like, okay, there's some exceptions or some nuance or some economia. And just like how we say that the Orthodox Church is the one true church and salvation is of the Orthodox Church. But then people will say, so you're saying everyone outside of it's going to hell? No, only Jesus Christ is the judge. I cannot say if anyone's going to hell or heaven or whatever. I'm not the judge. Jesus is. But somebody can have this gut reaction, like you're saying this, and then you have to start unpacking. I feel like Jonathan Pajot often starts unpacking and then doesn't really get to the what is it that we believe. Oftentimes, I feel like he doesn't say, this is what we as Christians believe. It's usually like all of the nuance and all of the like try to build it from down here up to it, but he's never often not explicit. And it's not even necessarily like a hard and fast criticism of him. I think that he has led a lot of people to the faith. He was one of the earliest Orthodox people I saw online talking about all this stuff and helping me on my way to the church. But I have seen some weirdness, and I'm not even blaming Pajot, but I think there are some Pajotians that I've seen them, because Pajot's thesis, his project is, if this is the church and this is secular man, he's trying to make a bridge for them to be able to understand each other. I don't think it's hard to understand the Enlightenment thinker. I don't think it's that hard to figure that out. But the Enlightenment thinker has a lot of trouble understanding the Orthodox Christian. So Pajot's trying to help that person understand. So then maybe they can, if they choose, walk across that bridge into the Orthodox Church. But a bridge goes two ways. I've seen people get into some weird stuff. Not even necessarily Pajot's fault, but I've seen people who are Orthodox go, wow, I can like look at all this pagan stuff, and I've literally even seen it as bad as I just lost his name. Do as thou wilt be the total of the law. Crowley, that's who I was looking for. My brain does the thing where the thing I know is like locked away behind a curtain suddenly, and I have to like suddenly go to Mars because my stupid camera is awful. But oh my gosh, can I fix this? Why is it so bad today? Yeah, I've literally seen somebody who was Orthodox for many years get into Jonathan Pajot, and then several years after getting into Jonathan Pajot, started looking into Crowley and be like, what is the truth in this? Where can I find Christ in all this stuff? And then wanting to dabble in the Crowleyan stuff and started doing things that are entirely contrary to the Orthodox faith. Is that Jonathan Pajot's fault? No, I don't think that you can blame somebody for all of the parasocial relationships that are latched onto that person. That, just because, somebody could watch me and say, oh, I heard you say something once and now I'm going to go do this insane thing. Is that my fault? I'm on Mars. Stupid camera. That was kind of a test for me. If somebody likes Pajot and doesn't like Dyer, I'm like, yeah, I don't trust you. Yeah. Even me, like sometimes I understand it's Dyer's, it's his, it's just his vibe, and he's doing a lot of debates and stuff. There's times where I'm not in the mood to listen to Dyer's style, even though I don't think it's necessarily like a bad or whatever. It's just sometimes I'm not into I don't want to listen to the debate bro stuff or whatever. What if somebody likes Wes and not Nadim? Nectarios, that's at least the one I can count. But I don't, he doesn't like Nadim. Does that mean he likes me? I don't know. It's not been confirmed. Yeah, I like Dyer. I like Pajot. I've watched many, many hours of both. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to make that parallel between people using Pajot basically as an excuse to dabble in the occult in an orthodox way, which is bananas, is that us trying to bridge the gap between our American system and the objectively best form of government, monarchy, symphonia between the church and the state? Is there a bridge that we connect today to the future where that's a possibility? And is it Christian populism where we're interacting in this American state and trying to change it incrementally? I don't know. I don't even know if that's a perfect parallel, but because it's probably not, but it definitely feels like two different bridges. I don't know. Another thing that King Pilled got me to think about was I've never been into Twitter. He seems to be a pretty big proponent of Twitter. So that's why today is Contemplative X, which I didn't even realize is X called X because Elon Musk has SpaceX. So he has SpaceX and X. I hadn't even made that connection. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very substantial connection, but they both have the letter X, so something's going on. I think there's a deeper conspiracy afoot. So I've probably made like 3 Twitters before, but this is the one that my Google assigns me into automatically. So I thought, if this is the public square, like King Pill says, I don't want to be like locked out of it or whatever. So I mean, you see, like 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago, I shared a Jim Bob thing and a Jay Dyer thing and a Rachel Wilson thing. So y'all got to help me figure out how to do this. What am I supposed to follow Russell Brand? What's he saying here?
Flu pandemic, it's here, the next big thing. Meanwhile, in elections in France and Belgium and seemingly everywhere, there appears to be a political transition. The world is changing extremely fast. I think we have to look after our immune system because all the other systems are going crazy, baby. Across the world.
Is that just how he talks, or something weird? Something like around here, or something felt weird about his eyes.
Political transition. The world is changing extremely fast. I think we have to look after our immune system because all the other systems are going crazy, baby.
Oh, he's in an ice bath, I think. Maybe that's the explanation for the weird facial expressions. Hello, Samuel. How are you doing, sir?
Howdy. Yeah, no, don't follow Russell Brand. He's
okay.
That's a gateway into spiritualism right there.
Am I following him? I don't even know. I haven't been on. I am following him. I must have been like when he was saying he was looking into Christianity, whatever. I think that's why I also have been on this account like maybe 3 times. I don't know.
Yeah, he got dunked, but he still kind of talks in the spiritual, hippy dippy kind of way, you know.
The woo woo.
Yeah, all the woo woo.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's maybe going into. He says he's reading the Bible, but I mean, tons of people who believe all sorts of nonsense read the Bible, so it's not a guaranteed thing just because you're reading the Bible.
Yeah, you got Rosicrucianism and all that. Like, I mean,
So what is your perspective on like the, I mean, because you're looking into orthodoxy, but you spent a long time in kind of a secular, atheistic, agnostic kind of framework, right?
Yeah. Grew up in a, I guess, Protestant influenced house, but like we never really talked about religion, and we never went to church or anything. I'm sorry, what's my perspective on what?
On like the let's just say the King Pilled / Andrew Wilson, we as Christians should be participating in the public sphere in some regard. Andrew takes the position of Christian populism. We should be trying to use towards the
Christian monarchy, and
we should participate in the state in some regard, whether it's voting or trying to get into office or getting Christians into the office so they can have political sway. What's your perspective on any of that stuff?
Well, considering that I logicked my way to Christianity first, I would say I'm all for it, because Christian morality, whether you believe that it's just a story or you believe that it is the gospel truth, it's still the best system of morality to follow, I would say.
Right. Tons of atheists will even openly admit that. Like, I mean, you have Dawkins saying he's a cultural Christian because he doesn't want
cultural Christian.
I don't want the Islamists to come and touch my butt. I wouldn't.
I like the churches, and I like the hot cocoa and the Christmas tree, and
I like singing about figgy pudding, but I don't like your Christ.
I just don't like the root foundation of that whole belief structure, but I like everything else.
Right. I think the tree is rotten and fallacious, but all of its fruits are quite nummy.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it makes
Somehow
sense.
this retarded, evil, fallacious tree brings about the best fruits. They're better than mine. Yes.
And I'll criticize Christianity all day. What you want to talk about Islam? I don't want to talk about that.
Yes. I'd like to chop down the tree, but also keep it producing fruit. Yes. It's dumb. It's really dumb. And like tons
The
of
double think
atheists
is
will,
real.
well, even atheists that are against Christianity and Christian ethics in general will still have just like Christian ethics light. Like tons of their thinking will just be post
and it's
Christian.
so easy to dismantle them because you're just like, okay, where do you get your morals from? Well, I got them from my parents. Where did they get their morals from? Well, my grandparents. And where did they get their morals from? And where did they get their morals from? And
Well,
were they Christian?
it could also,
Eventually, you'll
yeah.
go back to when they're Christian, and that's where they got their morals from.
It could also just be, well, I don't prefer those things. I really think that we can all just agree that murder is wrong and that you should love your neighbor as yourself. And they'll say like this is just their preference, like it's obvious, but it's like, was that the obvious preference for every Roman 2,000 years ago before Christianity? No.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just
Was
that you
that
were
the-
you're licking the little giblets off the bones of the post-Christian society.
Was it obvious to Salah ad-Din during the First Crusades? And I don't think so. I think that he was like, nah, I mean, we can conquer them.
Both of our
Hey.
Dawkins impersonations are really good. That means I have to do another Dawkins impersonation video. That means I have to eat dirt, which I don't want to do, but I will do it for the people. Every time I have to do a Dawkins impersonation, I have to eat dirt because he's a little worm of a man.
Somebody said both of our Dawkins impersonations are good.
Yes,
Oh,
they're quite
God.
good. Yes.
Well, it depends on what you mean by good, man. I mean,
You're assuming a neutral position, Morty. I mean, Rick. Like
no.
like it depends on what you mean. Like good, yo. I mean, like it's like, do I know that you're good behind that mask?
You know, you're honestly really good at convincing me that Jordan Peterson is just the Canadian Shaggy.
Or I love. There's one clip of him. He's like, well, I got a comment on one of my videos, and it said, "Wow, you sound like a Kermit from Canada." And I looked it up, and I thought, "Oh, bloody hell, he's right."
Oh no.
What are you doing? How you living, Nadim? How you living?
Yo, we back, man.
You look like you're
Oh,
glistening.
Huh?
You look like you're glistening.
Yes. I like the what you say.
Which part?
the
Moist?
hot chocolate, and the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. Is that your Dawkins? The whole chocolate and the Christmas tree. Yes. Yum, yum.
Yes, and the Christmas tree, and all the cultural Christian beliefs, but I don't believe in a God.
Just not the root foundation of the whole thing. No.
Just the foundation.
Nadim, do you participate in the?
Can't I just be a cultural Christian?
Nadim, do you believe in participating in your own country's political system to any degree?
I mean, yes, if you have the skills to, of course you should. If you have the IQ, the skills, I think you should, as much as you can. I mean, I have
And the
two
discipline.
choices between France and Lebanon. Now France actually got a very big win, you know. The conservative rightist party was voted as the leaders in the European Union. Like they've overvoted 30%. So that's a sign that the people are becoming more aware of what's degenerate and what's normal. So I mean, that's promising, at least culturally. Economically, both
I think
are
they
shit.
were always aware. They're just now more accepting it.
Exactly. But I lean in more to Lebanon because I never lived in France, you know, and like I don't have any French blood, you know. We're all just Lebanese,
Good.
so
I definitely have
so
French blood. I do.
I do too. I hate it.
I got one of those I wanted to say eHarmony. That's not it at all. The 23andMe thing, but the Ancestry. That's what I did. I did that like 6 or 7 years ago, and it told me you come from England and France and maybe some other countries. I don't even think it gave me other countries. And you came to America. And that was like all it told me. I was like, I could have figured that out myself. You know, paid money for this.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I know that I'm French or have French blood in me. I think it's like 3 generations back on my father's side. My family name was Weinbarter.
Wine barter.
Yeah.
What did you have? Do you have any relation to like any like cheesemongers or anything like that?
I don't know. I know that the other side on my father's side was our Germanic family.
I don't know much about my family history at all. I have like a great uncle that has done lots of research, and I've never met him even though. So I'd like to reach out to him and see all the goods that he's dug up on my ancestry.
I think you and me are just kind of rootless.
Yeah, very much so. I am one of the most rootless people I know when it comes to family and all that.
And that's especially tough being that you are a transracial black man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like I always say, I maintain the belief, and I've never let up on this an inch, that there are black people. There's people with black skin, but on the inside they're white. They're whitewashed. So I think it really makes more sense to look at it, even if somebody's white skinned, if they're black on the inside, that's who they are. That's how they feel. Then,
well, I mean, after all, race is only a social construct.
Right. That's the construct. The objective biological fact is ethnicity. You can't change your ethnicity. But
yeah,
race,
you can't change your melanin content.
Right. That stuff is just it's
who's the beach?
But you can live out your truth, you know.
Can you hear that? Can you hear it?
Nah, man,
why I can hear it. I don't know why you can't hear it. I can hear it.
You gotta fix it, dude.
I don't know, dude. I'll have to watch like hours of tutorials. It'll even do it where like nothing has changed, but I just have to like on my camera, it'll be nothing. It'll just be black. And I change it to another input and then back, and then it'll come back up. And I don't know why, but it's really dumb.
Use OBS.
Yeah, I'm using OBS.
I don't know, man.
But I was thinking it's pretty funny. A lot of people who believe in like the self-evident stuff, like it's just like the atheists who are like, it's just self-evident that we can believe our sense data. There's brute fact, so we can also look on and agree. Like if you look at the letter A and it's just brute fact that it means what it says and it says what it means. And then those same people are
you determined to believe that?
Well, there's that, but those same people are probably going to be proponents of all the trans stuff. It's like, oh, you believe in self-evident truths. We can just look at it, but this man in a wig is a woman.
Well, yeah, it's self-evident. We can just feel it.
Right.
Like,
right.
Did you see the format of my stream?
I have not watched it yet, dude.
Okay, because I think you like the way I did it. I don't know if there's people that were in it, like one of the 4 people that were in it. But I mean, at least I wasn't alone, you know.
Okay, I'll make sure to come on to your show and talk about my show sometime. All right, Nadim. Who should I follow on Twitter, y'all? I mean, like, I gotta
play some music often.
Play music,
like on your stream. That's what I meant, you know.
Oh, like SOS Radio.
Yeah, but not that much.
Oh,
like occasionally.
Am I following him?
Put some music on while talking, you know.
You can subscribe to people on X.
Yeah, you just pay money.
Oh. All right. I am I'm a boomer when it comes to this website. I've never used it.
Tucker's Laugh is has a copyright.
Tucker's laugh has a copyright.
Yeah. King Pill's first live today got shut down because of it.
All right,
I wish
who-
I could do a good Tucker laugh. I've tried. I can't. Nail that
I'd have to hear it. I'd have to. If I just like inundate myself with it, that's where just like listen to a clip of it over and over in the car and just try it out loud. Dude, I play it like every day, just not on stream. My gosh. Play it like every
Nadim
day.
wants you to believe that my laugh is not copyrighted, but it is actually.
Actually. Many, and you have to do the furrow browed.
Many?
Many
What?
people hear my laugh and they think, huh, wow, is that fake? And I'm here to tell you, it's real.
What? What?
Guys, help me figure out. I gotta train my algorithm to give me all the good stuff. I want it to form. I need to form the algorithm so it will form me. What do I need to do here? Do I follow
Andrew, Jim Bob?
Do I follow Precept Your Grandma? That sounds good.
It's hilarious.
All right, I don't even know who I'm following. Let's figure this out. Let's start there. What is this? Go. Oh wait, no. How do I don't even know how to get to my profile. Is it press this button? There it is. Who am I following? I'm following 13 people. Idol Killer. He's like a Protestant guy. I don't know. If I unfollow him now, it's public that I'm not following. It's public. It's a public act of aggression. I mean, yeah. I think. Why am I following Nintendo? What? All right. This is who we got. We got the Wilsons, Dyer, Jim Bob, Jerry, Patristic Faith, Father Peter Hears, Father Spirit on Bailey, Father Deacon, Alex Jones, and Precept Your Grandma. Where do we go from here, y'all?
You follow YouTube and Precept Your Grandma.
I could do a Wes Watson impression, but I'm not going to do it on my back porch when my neighbors can hear me. I'm definitely not going to do that. It requires a minimum of about 30 F words a minute, I think. I think. Oh yeah, okay. Let's check out Precept Your Grandma to make sure it's good content, right? All right. Who is this Trump guy? That's funny right there.
All right, I'll bite. Tell me about this orange man and why he's so bad.
Why should I hate him? I'm already mad. Am I supposed to like? Is this just the people I follow or okay? Explore. Let's explore, y'all. Love Island.
No, that's a dating.
No. That's,
okay,
that's a terrible
trending.
show.
Apple. National Iced Tea Day.
Well, that's oh my.
I can get down with that.
That's
I live in
blasphemous.
Texas.
Okay, I'm from Tennessee. I'm used to sugar water.
Oh no, I didn't mean go
No,
to it.
Lipton iced tea.
Is this the grandma we need to precept?
Nadim, do you like that?
Yeah, Nadim, do you this is a grandma with iced tea. Do you like that? I got that to be real. I got that joke from King Pilled. I will own up to that. He was interviewing two podcaster guys I like, and he was just showing them over and over a bunch of different like news articles, and at the end of everyone was just like, and then they all died. Do you like that? I thought it was the funniest stuff. So I don't care about national iced tea. Is it? How do you supposed to? I don't know. It's one of those. Like, how do you get into Twitter? I don't understand. It feels like it has a high.
That's not the way you go through X, man.
I have to follow Andrew and Tristan Tate. Don't go to For You or anything out of irony. Look people up by their names. It feels like there's just too high of an entry point to get into Twitter. I don't know. Like I need it to just already be established.
And you should put restrictions like that if something inappropriate appears, you know.
Oh yeah, especially on the stream. Is that an option I can do? I have to follow Andrew Tate.
Just go
really?
go to settings.
Unmatched perspicacity,
Perspicacity.
perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability, or the Knights of the Round Table, or indefatigable, makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. Any? What about knitting, crochet? Huh?
I believe that was a quote from his father.
Oh. I got on Twitter for like 2 days and gave up. That's like the last 3 times I've gotten on this. It's like, I don't know why I'm here. I'm not going to follow Andrew Tate. I apologize, John. Tristan Tate, is that his brother?
Yes.
Are they both just like, are they just like Wes Watson, I'm going to pretend to be a masculine man grifter type? Is that all they are?
Honestly, I can't fucking tell, man.
Look SBWB up by full real name. Who's that? SBWB.
SBWB.
SBWB. SBWB. DeMartin Black Zordon. This is what brought me. It's battle rap vlogger. This can't be who you're talking about. It can't be. What is SBWB? Christiana Radmanovich. I don't know what those words mean, dude. Christiana Radmanovich. Did I spell that wrong? Kristen Iana. I put Kristen Iana. Another I. Another one. That's so many eyes. It's 3 eyes. Is there 3 eyes? There's 3 eyes. Radmanovich. I spelled it right. There's nothing there. I went full retard. I'm just doing what you're telling me to, man. You can follow BLM as such on here. It's like a BLM. There's an official BLM. There is. This is all very foreign to me. Okay, what is this? From Ferguson to Palestine, we always resist.
The Bureau of Land Management must be so jealous of their web presence.
Let me just reply to all of these. Let me just copy and paste that. That's a lot faster. Okay. I mean, what should I do on here, y'all? This is I mean, what do you think, Samuel? Am I making progress? I probably shouldn't even be on here because now I'm gonna get a bunch of Black Lives Matter stuff. I don't want to. This is the wrong type of training the algo. This is not what I want.
Follow aristocratic utensil.
Aristocratic utensil.
Well, I guess check him out and see if you like that.
Yeah, do you like that? Did I spell aristocratic right? Probably not.
You spelled aristocratic right, but you spelled utensil wrong.
Oh, that one's the easier one, probably. You
swapped the E and the I.
Utensil.
There he is. Spoon Man.
That's a weird looking dude. Spoon Man. The absolute ruler may be a Nero, but he is sometimes a Titus or a Marcus Aurelius. The people is often Nero, but never Marcus Aurelius. Antony Ravioli. South African monarchist. Okay. So is he white, or is he black like me? I like the monarchist part.
Well, he says that he looks like Agent 47 in real life, so he's probably white.
That's the guy from Hitman.
There you go.
That would lead me to believe that. Is this him? Whoa. No. Whatever's happening there. Oh, okay. Wait. This is.
He's just an ish poster, basically.
I see.
That's what he
Nice.
uses Twitter for, anyways.
Well, should I follow the Florida Gators and Dallas Star? I don't know. This is what it thinks I might like this.
I don't know.
Hey,
Sports.
hey, Westford, do you like this? The Koopa Man show.
Never heard of it.
All right, guys, help me out. Who am I supposed to follow? I need help. My skin is getting dark from being outside. I'm bladdered, didn't you, Black Man West? I mean, I'm sorry. Oops. You see that? You see that skin? My God. How does he do it? How does he do it? Is this just a wash? Am I going to give up on Twitter already? I feel like it.
I mean, I used it for a week and I gave up, so.
I mean, people say they've been on this like 15 years, still just doing stuff. Here, let me apply to Rachel. What's she saying? I'm quite surprised to see so many libertarian pearl clutchers over the Andrew Tone smoking. He didn't hurt anyone or take their stuff, so everything should be cool, right? He didn't even violate the NAP. As a black man, I'm here for it.
I'm lighting a cigarette in solidarity with Andrew just for that.
I can light some more tobacco. Way of the World.
Oh, you got a Gandalf pipe. I need one of those.
I do, yes. Yes, spark my ganja, young hobbit. Way of the World. How many collective hours have been spent on Twitter as a whole, like aggregate, everybody together, you think?
Too many.
How many lifetimes?
Too many.
Friend of Western kind, globalism is Satan. Okay, follow. Bianca Ellis is the woman accused of stabbing her.
To be fair, I would say less than a lifetime is still too many lifetimes spent on Twitter. Although a weird thing has happened where Twitter is kind of the best place to get actual news now.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. It's like everything happens. If it doesn't start on Twitter, it goes to Twitter first before it goes to other places. Like, do you guys get your stuff from Twitter? Is that like a reliable source of news for you? I was watching Elisha Schaefer for
it
probably a
depends
year and a
on
half. I
which
feel like he was
account
always.
It depends on which account on Twitter you're asking about being a reliable source is the thing.
Let's go to the source here. Let's go to the source. King Pilled. He is the man that's gotten me to jump on here like it's an actual tool instead of just a cesspool. So let's follow that dude. He's following almost 700 people. Let's just go from here and see if we see anything of value. This is the age of absolute politics, for the whole form of our life is now a function of power. Okay, we're gonna look at every single one of these follows and determine their worth. All right, we're gonna go through this.
Already a good sign.
All right. Yep, that's all I need to see. I just need to be able to get a thumbs up. Top Lobster.
Well, Jordan Peterson would love him.
This is. I don't think I've seen these two words next to each other before.
That's a strange. Is that a code for something?
What could it be a code for? I'm a little scared to see his media posts.
Well, considering the subject in question there.
Sorry, don't make me. Oh, something went wrong. What? No, this is the perfect one.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's the perfect. Gosh dang it! Okay, save it as a draft. Save it as a draft. Save it as a draft. Okay, can I do verified accounts?
You can reply. It says
Something went wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'll just have to open this up on a new tab here, so I have it later.
It must be the rooster.
Okay.
He's deployed a jamming device.
Yeah, and that's why he's out here. I mean, he's jamming up my audio. He's jamming up my my pod, everything that's happening here. I
His
don't like it.
entire existence is to sabotage your stream, Wes.
Okay, so let's give this another like 10 seconds. Do you feel? How do you feel about Top Lobster? Is he worth following? Do you like this? I mean, do you like this?
It kind of seems, well, I mean, family, so yeah.
Okay, what is this? Do you
I'm playing.
do you like
sides,
this?
So I always come out on top.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, that seems like an endorsement to me. Let's follow that. Okay,
It
let's
was
move on.
definitely a political commercial.
Okay, Tho Bishop, Florida man, paleo libertarian. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
OG Roland Rat. All right, let's move on. No shade to any of these people. I'm judging books by their covers here. So another Florida man. What is this? Is he holding a ping pong paddle?
Is that the magic conch?
I don't know. Is it? I don't even. What is that from? It makes me think of Mr. Manhattan or whatever, but I've never seen.
Oh yeah, it might be Mr. Manhattan from the
what's it called?
Comic.
Watchmen. I've never read it or watched it, so that's kind of what it looks like to me.
Mr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan is a naked blue man in space.
Right. So I mean, have you read that or watched it? Is that good? Should I watch that? Read that?
It's pretty good.
Did you like that?
My favorite scene or my favorite character throughout it in the story is is Rorschach.
I don't know what that means. Okay, I see Tucker.
Do you
like
Tucker?
Tucker?
The movie, you'll understand.
Okay. Do you like Tucker?
I don't know. He's
Let's see if he laughs. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get flagged. Let's try to catch a laugh. Okay, tell me what you think about Tucker while I scrub for a laugh here.
I mean, he at least seems to try to get to the actual truth of things.
Do you think he's genuine? You don't think he's a grifter? You don't think he's doing stuff for the views?
Well, I mean, he obviously he's doing stuff for the views. He's
well, I mean, yeah, he's an entertainer.
He's gotten accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and he's an entertainer and whatnot.
That face.
Yeah, confused Labrador.
That's the that's the Tucker face. Go cut from that to cackle. Where's the cackle? I want cackle. Oh, we're halfway. My God, that is in fact startling. He's not said a single thing. Just oh. Is that a laugh? Come okay.
Should have a 3-point plan, and I'm thinking, I wonder what that is. I don't know. Start a Federal Reserve Bank, and you said the first my plan is seek God's wisdom. Yes.
I don't want to get copyright strict.
Yeah, don't.
How much I can? I don't know how much I can play without YouTube attacking me. Okay, I feel good. Let's just say I can always purge. The Prudentalist. I saw this gentleman on a podcast. Have you heard of Counterflow podcast?
No.
With
what
Buck
is
Johnson.
Counterflow?
It's let me look up. Oh, he's literally the next person.
Well, yeah,
wow.
I was about to say,
okay.
Speaking of Buck Johnson.
Yeah, it's this gentleman. He is a firefighter who I believe was in, like, I could be wrong, like the punk metal scene. And he has become an Orthodox Christian, and he has a podcast called the Counterflow Podcast that he interviews a bunch of people, different perspectives, Orthodox people. He's had priests on there. The Prudentalist was his last guest on that. I watched that. It was quite interesting.
So he was in the punk scene, and he decided to do the most punk move ever and convert to Orthodoxy.
I mean, that is the most punk scene. I haven't watched a ton of Buck Johnson, so I could be maybe not wholly accurate on his background. I believe that's where he came from. But the Counterflow Podcast is a weekly show featuring discussions and interviews with people who are outside of and critical toward mainstream liberal and conservative politics. Counterflow challenges the conventional right-left binary. Yada yada. You can read that for yourself. It's right there. Pause it. Okay, let's move on.
Yep.
Back to this.
Well, you should
let's
definitely follow that man.
Yes, I agree. This is I don't know how fast, because right now we're crafting the algorithm, and that's going to determine what my eyes see every morning the second I wake up. So I do want to make sure that I am crafting this well, so it crafts me well, right? So who's Jeff Diaz? That's not a good sign. Let's just move on. This is Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, I don't know about that already. Jeremy Kaufman. I mean, those seem like good things. What do you think? What is?
Well, how free?
Yeah,
How
what
free
free?
is free?
Is this like gay free?
Is it free to do what you ought?
Yeah,
Or
do as
is
thou
it-
wilt.
Yeah.
Okay, he said he's the former CEO of this thing. So let's try to get some more context. How do you pronounce that? Library? Libri
Libri
does to publishing what Bitcoin does to money. So it's decentralized publishing of books. I don't know. Yeah, book is cool, right?
seems libertarian with the whole information should be free thing.
Yeah, let's skip out. Let's assume that's fake and gray and keep moving. Geo's content minded corner. Gonzo philosopher.
Well, I wouldn't
Jungian futurist.
I wouldn't follow somebody who's focused on content. I mean,
well, like you could have the thoughts of like, I'm going to follow these people I don't agree with, so I can kind of understand how they're looking at different things that are happening. I suppose. Like, what is
but you're wanting to craft this algorithm to you, right?
Right. I want to be a better man by waking up every morning and getting the content that should feed my soul. Right. I'm fine with replacing. This is a joke for anybody that's gonna clip this. I'm fine with replacing Twitter with my prayer rule. You know, I think if I get the most base content, then it probably should be a good substitute for prayer. Correct? I'm joking. Gosh.
Joking. I would definitely think so. I'm joking as well.
I'm joking as well. Do you like that?
Why is he called Ortho Dixie if he's a husband?
Maybe because he's from the South. Like Dixie,
land
of Dixie.
Yeah, okay.
My homeland.
Let's do a little bit. Church fathers are right about everything. I like that.
I like that. Okay, libertarians are right about everything. Maybe the Hopians were right about everything. The post-libertarian Hopians.
I don't know.
The post-libertarians are right about everything. The church fathers are right about everything. So it's like it comes back around here. Let's repost that. So all of my 7 followers who are probably bots can see it and become based.
I always love the meme of the bell curve where you got the really dumb guy.
Yep.
And he's like, God is real. And then you got the midwit guy, and he's like, God doesn't exist, only science. And then
it's like a giant wall of text of scientism.
Yeah. And then the wizened old monk at the really smart end, and he's like, God is real. Yes.
Yeah. the Christianity fills every spectrum of the human life, from the person with one brain cell to the most intellectual of us. Comedy octopus. I mean, do you like this?
I've never been one for abstract art.
Is it like a guitar here? Kind of looks like a guitar. Is this a person's head and their hair?
Neck, but then there in the middle, it's like a letter going into a mailbox really quick.
And it's like, if this is the head of the guitar and the neck, why is there more neck down here not connected to that? I mean, and there's like some pebbles down here or something. It's Pablo Picasso. Guitar sur un table. So it is a guitar.
It's a guitar on a table.
It's on a table? Which part's the table?
I feel like that's one that Picasso's parents would have put on the fridge
And
when he
then
was 4 years old and like, oh yeah, this is really nice, Pablo. Yeah, it's so great.
yeah.
You could be
It goes in
famous
the
one
trash
day.
as soon as he goes to the corner to get on the bus. This is definitely like a head though, right? Like this is his. It looks like a Homestar Runner. You ever watched Homestar Runner?
No, is that an anime?
It's animation. It's like old YouTube comedy animations.
Mm.
Homestar.
Oh, isn't
Homestar.
that with Strong Bad and Strong Sad?
Yeah, Strong Bad.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Looks like
okay, I
Homestar.
remember them.
Looks like Homestar.
Oh my
This
god,
character.
it did.
See, like, am I?
Okay.
I mean, he's got a bit of a. His head's longer, but he's got that same underbite.
Yeah.
Right, he's got cool Elvis slick hair right there. Well, it seems like he just Ugh. Let's go back.
Well, he
Move
was
on.
critiquing that video.
Okay,
Of the Jezebel spirit there.
Catholic, American, white trash, Florida, okay.
Oh.
Lazy Thomist, I am the eater of crow.
I don't think you want to be though. That's not a good thing to be.
What about privatize everything, an anarchist and capitalist who just wants to produce stuff?
Nah.
What does he have to say? Taxation
Libertarian
kills.
things.
If only we. Oh my gosh, Twitter is awful. If only maybe I'm just not used to it. I'm putting my cursor over stuff and has things pop up like that. I don't like it.
Yeah, if you hover over the name, the profile comes out.
I just have to like learn the etiquette of what I'm, whatever. If only we can go back to the good old days before corporations got greedy. What is your solution? Privatize everything so then we can all.
Would your solution be to get some centralized force to bust up the oligopolies and make sure that there's fairer competition for the little guys?
Right. Yeah. All this state and corporations that have all the power, we should really give it back to the people so then the people can end up getting together and making their own new governments and corporations.
Yeah.
It's sustainable.
Or it like the end goal of libertarian, like that would just be, oh yeah, let's get rid of government so we can bring back the robber barons instead of these greedy corporations. Like what are you talking about?
That's a funny name. Jack's complete lack of surprise. That's a funny name.
I like the recovering ANCAP.
Oh, anarcho-capitalist. I don't think I've even read that as like a. Where is it? Where I just lost? Oh, right here. I've never even read that like as a word before. I don't think. Diversification in finance is spreading risk around. Societally, it's also spreading risk around. These are opposite concepts. Do you understand what I just read? Do you like that?
Well, I understand the words. I'm not sure where he's getting to.
I do know most of the words. Okay, diversification in finance, like not putting all your eggs in a basket, the same basket, spreading risk around.
Mm-hmm.
Societally, it's also spreading risk around.
So you're following the same concept there.
So, but these are opposite concepts. So is he talking about like diversification in society, like having the DEI
Unchecked
stuff?
immigration?
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe.
Let's see the reply. It's. Oh, okay. Wait.
Oh yeah, you can't. Oh yeah. You have to just click click.
How do I gotta click the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It might be offensive. Okay, let me open up another tab and make sure it's not like like a prawn. I don't want it to be like. Oh, it's somebody. It's a spammer asking for like a. He's trying to get your money. That's what it was. Have you ever heard of a mantis shrimp? That's what I was trying to say. Mantis shrimp. You ever heard of those?
Those things are scary.
They're crazy, dude. They have a boxing glove arm that they can bust glass with.
Yeah, the strongest weight per like body weight of any animal. Like the strongest punch per body weight of.
They literally make a flash of light because when they punch, it creates a vacuum, that bubble,
Yeah,
that
it's like a
collapses in and on
sonic.
itself.
It's like a sonic boom underwater almost.
I just want. Is there? Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this thing. What is this? This thing's insane.
It's a sea bug.
It is a sea bug. Oh, he's about to.
Oh
I'm gonna
no!
get the copyrighted music out of here. Oh no, it's alive. Oh, and they're so fast too. It's crazy.
Break yourself, fool! Bam, bam, bam.
He's not even using his full strength. He needs a worthy opponent. I know.
Just like, nah, I'm not gonna punch you to death. I'll just put you in a headlock real quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put my mini arms around you. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. Let's make some progress here. Okay. I like him. Let's go on. Reader of tea leaves. I don't know about that.
Thomas Massey's pretty cool. I don't like him, or I don't hate him.
Oh, freaking King Pilled. I was just the only reason I know about this guy is because King Pilled was just talking about him like this morning on his stream.
I like how he actually listens to his constituency,
right?
For how to vote,
and he seems to do what he thinks is right. At least like he has a actual backbone. Is from what I was hearing this morning. I don't really know the man. I don't know him biblically by any means. Mass Creation Broadcast says I've been trying it for an hour to boost my microphone. It's still at 5% max volume. Yeah, go get your phone fixed or something, man. I'm sorry about that. Let's move on. Okay. Pajama scientist. Does that mean he's he has like a white lab coat that is pajamas, or does he study pajama science? Maybe, or is he actually do experiments on pajamas so we can understand pajamas to a greater extent? I don't know.
These are the questions. This is why we're here.
Mom and populist.
I like both of those things.
Okay. I mean, I think we can just assume this is good. All right. You ever heard of Zach Shefska?
Oh yeah, I know that guy. He lives right down the road from me. No.
Wow. Wouldn't that be something though?
Never once.
Okay, so he's talking about cars and government bailouts and more bailouts. Wait, no, this is the replies. Oh my gosh, how did I get here? I accidentally clicked on something. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Government stuff, sure. I need to be more informed, as I think we concluded about America earlier. I need to do my part in this society. I need to I need to vote. Doesn't matter who I vote for. I just need to vote. And that's an emu.
Just go into the voting booth, put a blindfold on, and choose at random.
I can never really fully participate in White Boy Summer because who I am, but I'm here for it, so that's good. It's a dude on a tank. Okay. Let's move on.
His grandfather was a tanker.
What did I do?
You clicked something.
I did not. It's because I'm on a trackpad, so I'm trying to move around and think I'm trying to click. Okay. I Hypocrite. Ongoing treatise on the human condition. That's a lot of followers. It's 500,000 people, dude. At night, I sit in my chamber and read the Bible. Far in the distance roars the sea. Then I lie down and think for a long time about the calm and pale man from Nazareth. Is that like a poem?
Do you know who that is?
Joseph Goebbels. Oh, wait. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a bad man.
Yeah. You want to tell us about him? Was he the guy that took the midnight trip? Is that the same guy? You know what I'm talking about?
No, that was Rudolf Hess.
Okay.
You're talking about the flight over to England?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was Rudolf Hess. He was locked away into Castle Wolfenstein, or what castle the castle that Wolfenstein was based off of. Anyways.
Oh, interesting.
Now, Joseph Goebbels was the propagandist of the late 30s, early to mid 40s German state.
Right. So he was was it called the Department of Propaganda? Or he was the leader of propaganda?
I don't actually remember what it was called, but he was the propaganda leader. Like, he was very obsessed with film, and yeah, he was kind of a crazy dude.
Let's do you think he made any good art, like objectively, or is it just all trash, you think? Is it all just it's Nazi, so therefore bad? Was there any actual expression, any actual truth aside from all of the I'm already probably being labeled bad things for asking that question.
Well, no, I think it's a pretty fair question. I mean, I think that there was objective things that he did with film that was good. Like, it was probably, I mean, it had to be well shot, otherwise it wouldn't be that effective, right?
Right.
I mean,
so I'm not saying that he didn't use these forms of art for very negative things in the world, but was it like for instance, I could go get an orthodox dystopian novel that I keep around, my wife wants me to throw out, that is objectively abhorrent when it comes to the craftsmanship. But it's meant to, meant to make you think and feel things. It gave me a headache. So it probably on a national, even like a global setting where he's trying to propagandize, he probably had to have some level of understanding of the art form. I hear you lighting up. Let me do this. Let me do so as well. I don't know. What let's look at some of his work, shall we? Is there Can we show that without some weirdness?
Well, I'd hardly think that it's copyrighted, but
yeah, he's not gonna like make a claim, right?
I don't think so, unless like some historical society has it copyrighted. I don't
How did he die? It says he died like at the very end of World War II. He died in May of 1945.
Probably the Soviets.
Probably the Soviets. Yeah.
Probably the Soviets, and they would have paraded his body through the streets and done terrible things to it.
Just trying to find his videos unavailable. Okay. Well, just trying to find like examples of his work. Was it film? Was it like propaganda picture, like posters, like war posters, war effort stuff?
Yeah, he probably worked on some war posters. Let's see.
He was the minister of propaganda. There's documentaries on him. I just want to like know what his like some examples of his work. More and more documentaries. Can I just like see some of his work? I want to go right to the source, you know. Okay, YouTube is not the place to search for it, I guess. It's just people commentary on it. Can I find anything
being the minister, what was it?
The minister of propaganda.
Yeah, being the minister of propaganda, he would have to sign off on all of the art and posters and whatnot that they would release to the public. So,
right. How do you feel about this has been kind of an ongoing conversation on the channel last week or so. What's your views on propaganda? I don't think I heard your opinion of it.
Well, I don't think that propaganda is inherently a negative thing. I think it's more of a neutral term. It depends.
So you don't look at it strictly as a negative connotation.
Yeah, no, I would think that it would be very contextual upon whether it's good or bad on what you're propagandizing for.
Okay. So do you is there a difference between, let's say, an Orthodox Christian who's just making, like, let's just say, film and just trying to make a good art from some like his experience or something he wants to communicate, versus I want to actively change the culture for the better? Can that be bad propaganda? Is it bad propaganda if it is totally disregarding the art form and the craft, or is it what makes it? Let's say you're trying to use propaganda towards pointing towards the good, pointing towards Christ. Like I want to change people's mind in the right direction towards beauty. Can you have that mindset, that propagandist type of mindset, trying to infiltrate people's minds and that way manipulate them? Maybe not manipulate, but sway them. What would make it, having a good telos like that, what would make it a negative form of propaganda to you?
If it were in any way untrue, if it used untruth to arrive at truth claims, I would say, because I think that if it's propaganda simply pursuing the truth, wanting, encouraging better things and all that, I don't think that it's really that bad.
Okay, so you're saying
it can be.
If it has a good telos, it's much less likely, or maybe even incapable of being the negative form of propaganda. Do you think propaganda is negative if it has the negative telos? Like I'm trying to get people to be influenced in all the woke stuff, or come to agree with Kabbalistic transhumanism stuff. Is that what makes it negative propaganda, or is it because that's malicious? Or
I would think so.
Okay,
I'm not deeply rooted in this position. I could probably be swayed. But I mean, to my mind, if I would say if it's, it depends on what it's used for.
Ryan Remembers says artists use propaganda to tell the truth. Politicians use propaganda to tell lies. Do you like that?
I do like that. It's a lovely sentiment, but artists use it to tell lies all the time as well.
Right. I think part of what would make me call it like a negative, even if it's like has a good telos, it's trying to point people to even let's say the Orthodox Church. If it is like, I'll keep using this book as an example. If you have total disregard for the form of the art and the art is just totally incidental, it's just about trying to change people's minds, like through brute force. And you're like, well, people like books or they like movies. Let's use that as a vehicle just to try to sway their minds. Even if it has like good intentions, to me, that'd be like, I wouldn't be interested in it because it's not participating in the art form that makes that form of art beautiful and compelling and interesting. It's like they just look at it as like a tool, as incidental for that. But if they actually like the art form, they actually feel some kind of draw to that art form and what makes that art form unique as a vehicle for expression and for getting your message out. That's different to me. But
yeah, see, well, but that's also a different question, because what you were asking is, can propaganda be good and not like, can it be? Because I would say if it's really encompassing the artwork and paying homage to that the spirit of things, it will be beautiful.
That makes sense. So like, let's go back to that book. I would call that book pretty much propaganda from like a negative connotation to me, even though it has, I wouldn't knock it on even like it's all of its concepts. Like it has like this dystopian, the elite, the Tavistock people, the Great Reset is happening and we're all being subjected to it. So I wouldn't even knock it on like its intent to express those things, but it's in the execution that was just so lackluster, and like the world that he was painting wasn't even consistent in itself. It was hard to follow. It was very contradictory. The motivations didn't make any sense of the characters. It's all that stuff, all of the stuff that he wasn't paying attention to. He was focused on the big conspiracy stuff. Yeah, the message. And he had zero. It didn't seem like he had any care about how you're saying that message, and that's what made that seem to me like, well, I'm not interested in this, even though I agree with even if I agree with everything, I am. It's like, okay, I agree with it. I don't want to read it because it's just like me going, yes, clap, 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 instead of it challenging me in any way. Or
yeah, you don't want You don't read a book to be a clapping seal. You read
Right.
it to actually think and engage your faculties of reasoning. And
if you're attempting to point me towards truth and point me towards beauty, but you're not willing to participate in the beauty of that art form, then it's mixed signal to me. It's like, okay, this is really terrible, messy, like almost like grotesque mangling of the form, but trying to point me towards the truth and the beautiful. It's becomes muddled.
yeah.
Hello, Nadim.
And
Do you
see,
like that?
We back, man.
And see, I was
I-
going to say that's the difference between effectual and ineffectual propaganda. Is effectual
Right.
propaganda, it utilizes that beauty, it steeps it in it. But I mean, again, it depends on what the overall message behind it is.
Right. Like if Goebbels, I think that's how you pronounce his name, had
Goebbels. It's Goebbels.
Goebbels, if Goebbels had the competency of this author, then he probably would have gotten canned pretty quickly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, definitely.
Guys, I just learned the hard way that you shouldn't use logical argumentation against women.
I agree. Is this a romantic interest of yours, Nadim? This
No,
is
no,
a
it's
very
a-
important
it's a-
lesson.
It's a sisterly, brotherly.
Oh, I was
Well-
going to say if it's a romantic interest, then there are 5 words you need to get used to saying. You were right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
This
no,
is true.
I ain't sorry, man. But I
Well-
was so calm. It's crazy, and they just like snap.
Is Goebbels the reason bacon is considered a breakfast food? I thought I would have thought that was Edward Bernays. Am I wrong? Is it Goebbels?
I don't know. I've never heard that Goebbels was responsible for bacon
I
for
think
breakfast.
that is that the way you write the name?
No, it's not.
So-
He's saying because I said gerbil. That's definitely not how you spell the name.
It's like
Look it up.
Goelbs or something.
Goebbels, bacon.
That's the American spelling.
Right. Yeah.
The German is the O with the umlaut, but yeah, it makes the same.
It says Neiman was the man who invented bacon and eggs. Neiman.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Is that right? Oh my gosh. I don't want to pay for your newsletter. I just wanted to read your article. Oh, no. Bacon, eggs. This is capitalism.com. Was I right? Bacon and eggs and public relations. How PR pioneer Edward L. Bernays changed America. I was right. Ha ha. Ha ha. Get wrecked. Calvinism isn't true because I got that right.
What's your rebuttal to
Yeah.
the argument
Just
that
kidding.
which has no rebuttal, in my opinion? What's your rebuttal to the argument? But yeah, we were taught this all our life, so it's definitely objectively true.
Which part? You gotta start over. I feel like I'm missing
Anything.
So I was. Can you give me an example? I was taught X all my life, so it must be true. Is that what you're saying?
That democracy
Sure,
is the
it's
best
her
form.
body, her choice. I was taught this
No.
all my life, so it has to be
No,
true.
not this. That democracy is the best system.
Oh,
So like what we were taught this all our life, like it's dumb to think that monarchy is better, isn't it? Like you're
Well-
a dumbass to think that democracy is not the best answer.
well, the first thing that I would.
I mean,
hit
I might
him
be
with is
uneducated.
It's easier to lean on one man and pressure them to do the right thing than it is to lean on 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, when I was
Not
becoming
even
when I was
1,000, like
when I was becoming a
300
monarchist,
million.
when I was becoming a monarchist, the thing that one of the arguments that was most compelling to me for leaving behind my American constitutional republic beliefs was seeing all the corruption and then reading saints talk about the czar, and they would say the czar is above all the rabble and all the people trying to sway his opinion because he's beholden to God and his people,
But
where
now
the
you're
American
just like
president
but now-
needs to appeal to all the people, and he's very much beholden to all of the voters. Even if let's just grant that the system is working, there's no corruption, he's beholden to all of the voters and all the rabble, or he'll get kicked out of office.
But now you're a superstitious lunatic because you believe in saints. Like who believes in saints? Like you're a lunatic. Crazy. Believe in a god. Lunatic.
Lauren B is saying unfiltered tobacco is 4 times more likely to cause mouth cancer than the cigarettes. That sounds pretty sus to me. I believe the FDA said that you can smoke. This sounds ridiculous to me. So giant grain of salt. But I believe the FDA, like a handful of years ago, said you could smoke like 2 cigars a day, and the likelihood of you getting cancer is negligible. Which sounds a little ridiculous.
I believe the FDA also did something like probably 4 years ago, maybe.
I mean, the FDA is infallible. That's just like the dictionary. I mean, I get everything. How I live my life is according to the FDA standards.
Supporting like what they do in like London suburbs, like they shank people or they jab them, or no, they jab them.
Nadeem, are you okay?
Oh no, not the nostrils again.
Well, man, it's an emergent property of this stream is Nadeem's nostrils, dude.
He's determined to show them.
It's true. Predetermined, in fact.
Predetermined.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for me because I don't I don't want to be subject to that. But Samuel, you weren't there the day that we ended the stream, and then Nadeem turned his camera on, and we saw way more of him,
guys,
than any of us could have ever.
Can we stop talking about that?
You don't deny, do you?
We moved on, man.
Oh no, I'm still much there. I have to tell my counselor
I was
about
just
it.
proving people that I don't shave my arms. You know?
Then why did you show me everything else but your arms, dude?
I just showed you my pecs. You know.
That's not true.
What did you see? My stomach? Okay, that's like.
You took me down a happy trail that made me very sad. Is all I'm trying to say.
That's you're already defeating your point, because if you were trying to show him how you didn't shave or how you shaved your arms or didn't shave your arms, why would you show him your masculine mammaries?
To show him my tummy.
He did, in fact, show me his tummy. That's true.
Okay, fair enough. You were just
the camera started, and he's laying down, and I see up his nostrils, and I see all there is to see.
I was just answering Wes Watson's request, you know.
I'm pretty sure Dustin was there. I think John Mondragon was there. They can
lift up my shirt and shave my arms. So,
but you did it like without any request. You just the stream turns off, camera's on.
Okay, but that's just like unfortunate timing because I didn't mean to do it.
It wasn't the only thing that was unfortunate, Nadeem.
Well, you know, do you think Wes Watson waits for people to request before he shows them their tummy? Like, nah.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to be a good Wes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what do you
want to see? Do you want to see my Wes Watson impression?
Oh God!
Sure.
Not now. I can't do it now.
I was about to say.
Oh, you have to wait.
Wait
for the stream to end.
No. I'll just send you just so I can. Okay, wait.
Oh, the buddy. Hello.
Ahoy. Yeah, Nadeem, you almost pulled a Jeffrey Toobin on us over there that one day.
Yeah, you were there, right? You were there.
Yeah, you almost pulled a Jeffrey Toobin.
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
Lubin Toobin? You haven't heard of Lubin Toobin?
Read the private message.
He was caught whacking off on his on a
wait. That's too far.
On a business Zoom call.
Yeah, on a business Zoom call.
Oh,
you can't lie.
I think I saw that. I didn't know his name.
You can't lie.
I was just whacking it, man. I didn't mean to.
Then he was fired and then hired back by
Yes,
CNN.
Go look it up. Go see.
Not right. I'm not gonna right now.
Yeah. You'll see my impression
of Wes Watson. I will do it on my own time, Nadine.
No.
My
We can show
my
it
chicken
on
is
stream.
attacking me.
So we can show it on stream.
Why can't you just do it right now? Do it live.
Because I don't want to wake up, man. People.
That's not my fault. Hey, John, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Just got off work. Hot day. It's 104.
What's your thoughts on America, John?
America? Long live America.
What do you think about voting? Do you believe in like the national election, or do you What's your thoughts on the national voting?
More and more lately, it's all corrupted now. I mean, I'm not
Right.
even gonna vote this term. I mean,
Nor am
I
I.
don't know. I don't know. I still haven't come to a conclusion because I mean,
Isn't John a
in a
libertarian?
sense, it is my duty, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't really. If we're just gonna get another 4 years of Biden, or if Big Mike is gonna come in and swoop it,
Big Mike. Who's Big Mike?
Michelle Obama.
Michael Obama.
Michelle,
Oh,
Michael,
what? Wait, is Michael Obama running?
No, but that's like it's a theory. Like, what they're going to do. I've heard this theory a little bit. I mean, most of it's probably a joke, but I mean, it still sounds like it could happen. They're going to release Derek Chauvin and cause a huge another uproar with the black people.
Wait,
And
wait,
then-
you got to let me know how this pertains to me because I got to know if I'm supposed to be mad or not.
I don't know how it would pertain to you.
here's
John,
one
Well,
reason
since you're
why
American,
I think,
it would.
here's one reason why I don't think that Michelle Obama would actually
He's
run.
obviously black, like John.
She,
Like,
she
you can't
really
see.
doesn't like the
She?
jokes about her being a man.
Yeah, she
Like
is.
they really make
you
her
sure it's a
uncomfortable.
I wonder why.
I'm not sure it's a joke, but
I play along with.
points
I'll
stand.
play along with the joke.
And there's some weird stuff
she
about
is
it.
a very ugly woman.
She is,
It's true.
and I have seen
My-
the bulges.
Very
My
masculine.
mom,
looking.
I remember my mom when Obama was inaugurated. My mom was talking about Michelle Obama and being like, "Look how manly she looks. That's our first lady." I'm like, okay, this might be because of racism or that she's a Democrat.
Or that she's
Or that
actually a man.
or she's actually a man. There's a couple options
She
there.
does
Have you
have
seen
some
that picture of
very
her back?
strong arms.
No,
Have you seen that picture of like her? Like I think it was like
Michelle Obama's
during,
back?
during like Jimmy Carter's funeral. They were like walking back into the White House. They had like
I'm just getting
Wow,
flashbacks
see,
to when
like, the
Mano.
big bulges
And somebody
in
else?
the glasses.
But dude, like her back looks like she can like deadlift like 400, 500 pounds.
I'm getting
Very
flashbacks to when
slashy.
Mano made me look at Wes Watson's butt too much.
Oh yeah. Like, just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I saw
Wait,
it.
John, are you a libertarian?
Libertarian? I don't know. I don't know.
So
He
you
was
ain't.
he was predetermined not to know.
That's true.
Well, I mean, I would consider myself as a
A freedom lover. Amen.
freedom lover. Well, yeah,
A
we love
freedom lover. Is this what
But
you're talking
but a right wing.
about? Is this
Right wing.
Brother, what is that, man?
is this what you're is this
It's a funeral.
where's her back? Where's her back coming to play?
There's like a
It's-
photo
it
of
doesn't-
it that like is making its round on the internet.
It's not easily.
It's not
Search
gonna
Oh,
be
Google
no.
like an
images
official-
for Michelle
no.
Obama's back.
they took him out of the casket. God,
It's a miracle.
he's alive. Why are we burying this man?
Joe Biden's over here like, oh, I didn't know Stalin died.
Oh no, Uncle Joseph!
I just shit my pants again.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, you know that.
America can be reduced in one word.
As an
if I
Oh, you know the
my wife,
words.
my wife and I for years have said if we get two dogs, one will be named Kofefe, and another one will be named True Not Shabbat Bresh.
True not a Shabbat pressure.
True Not. I'll be the first American president to mobilize True Not Shabbat Bresh.
Do you honestly want your kids going to school, riding the school bus in a racial jungle?
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
hey, you
my
folks.
kids are just as poor kids are just as
Poor-
smart as
poor
white
kids
kids.
are just-
Yeah, that's how it was.
Clap, you stupid bastards.
I used to like when kids we jump on my feet.
Too far. Too far. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
listen,
I
you
didn't
lying
intend that.
dog-faced pony soldier. You want better calf care or not?
No. When Hunter Biden had a gun, are you sure it wasn't a sandwich?
Wait, is that something real? Is that real?
No, I just made that up.
Okay. You see, I can't even tell. It could be real. That's what's
Yeah.
scary. Is
Every time
you know-
he delivers a speech, I just expect him to be like, "My fellow Jamaicans."
I mean Jews. I mean,
You know, I was genuinely surprised because when they made Kamala the vice president, like a nominee, and then I was convinced, I was fully convinced that within 6 months of Joe Biden's presidency, that he would have a fall or be deemed to have dementia, or he'd either like be removed from
all
office,
those
or
have
he would.
happened. Those have happened.
See, I thought that it was going to be like right at the deadline before Kamala couldn't be like, it would be Kamala counted as her serving a term. I thought it would be right before that, or right after that, before that deadline, to where it would be like, oh yeah, Kamala gets a Joe Biden gets ushered out, Kamala steps up, and then she gets to run again twice.
I was fully convinced that they used Joe Biden as like a tool to be like, now we have the first not only woman president but black woman president.
The first woman of color as president.
Yeah, I thought Joe Biden was simply like a Trojan horse for them to be like, okay, tway with him, and now we have Kamala. I thought
And then she'd be
I
like,
was
I'm
convinced of that.
historical now. Yeah.
Her laugh, dude.
The Wicked Witch of the West cackle.
See, we need Tucker Carlson's laugh because his cures cancer and Kamala's gives bone cancer to children.
That's it.
Not the bone cancer to children.
Bone cancer to children. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
Is Stephen Fry?
How dare you?
Is Stephen Fry Greta Thunberg's gay dad?
How dare you?
How dare you? Did you see the thing that she posted, like a picture on Twitter or whatever on social media that was like end the conflict in Palestine now, and it was like her. It was like a cardboard cutout with that.
6 generations. We must do it now.
Do it now.
How dare you?
She had a little plushie of like an octopus, and people were saying that was anti-Semitic. So she took it down and was like, I'm so sorry. As an autistic person, I use stuffed animals that have.
I
Oh,
remember.
now she admits she's autistic.
She's like, I use stuffed animals that have facial expressions to try to clearly show my own emotional state, since it's hard for me to do that. I did not know that octopus was.
How does an octopus?
Why are octopuses anti-Semitic?
They're not.
Apparently they are.
No, it's because the octopus has been depicted in Nazi propaganda as the Jews because they have their hands in everything.
Oh.
So they're like these octopuses behind the scenes.
The octopuses
doing all the
Flipping their
stuff.
tentacles into your pockets.
Yeah. Being the puppet master, your pockets in the thing, everything like that.
But the real question is this the best 007 movie or not? What do you guys think?
I've never seen a 007 movie.
Whoa, really? I grew up with them.
Whoa.
Controversial take. Tomorrow Never Dies. The best 007.
Wait, what? Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah.
What,
Yep.
you legitimately?
Mm.
Is that the one with like the really bad CGI? Like he's like on like the wave, a giant tidal wave? Is that the
I
one?
don't think so. I don't remember
Which one's that?
I just remember
Never
that's the
Dies.
one where he jumps in a Harrier jump jet in Russia for some reason and guns them all down in it, and then takes off.
Yeah,
I've
I have
never-
huge problems with like movies like that where it's just like one man just like, I guess because I'm in the CIA, I can do anything I want. Diddly do. This is what they teach you in the CIA.
Diddly do. I thought you were doing a Sean Connery at first, then it turned into a dang pudding pop gobbler.
Can we go back to the topic, which was what?
Propaganda?
Maybe.
Doctor No. Yeah, Moonraker. These are good. These are good ones. But John, you got to see some 007. They're quality films. They're quality films, Booty. You're missing out on some. You're missing out on some damn good content, sir.
I'm sure if I get another girlfriend, she'll probably
I would
force
never
me to watch
punch a
them.
woman, but sometimes they do need a firm, open palm smack.
I slept with your mother, Trebek.
That's pretty much the only way like I ever saw any movie was through
I
girlfriends.
was born
Wow.
in the darkness.
It's Sean Connery as
Sean
Bane.
Connery as Bane.
I was. I mean, I could see that. I could see that.
It's almost there already.
I slept with the doctor when you're merely a child.
You're merely
Did you find him?
child. I was born
Who are we looking for?
in the darkness.
Are you in your car? I hear a beep, beep, beep. Oh,
No.
there's a car.
Neighbor.
Ignition just started. Neighbor. See you, neighbor. Okay, if I do this, how? Well, hey, neighbor.
Farewell there, neighbor.
Hiya, Tim. You guys get that one? You guys get that? What was that? Anybody? Anybody?
Home Improvement.
Ah, there you go. Classic. That's classic right there. I mean, dang. Shoot. Well, did we make any progress, you guys? Do we think we understand America a bit better now?
I mean, I don't think John does. Cause
I fully understand America.
You don't think jaundice? I don't think John's got jaundice.
I don't have jaundice.
I've seen the man. He doesn't look anywhere. He doesn't look any like you got a yellow belly. You know, I'm not trying to be mean, Nadim, but I've seen your yellow belly.
You know, I'm really close to the evangelist.
Yellow belly lizard.
Yeah, you stinking yellow belly lizard.
You know, I'm really close to the evangelists. They're really good people.
Oh, is that your Trump?
They're really good people.
I think that's his Dawkins.
That could be.
Dawkins is a hilarious character.
Religion is a beautiful thing.
A beautiful thing. It's yes. But religion is a beautiful thing. Yes.
See, I like to celebrate the birth of our Lord, but I will not believe in him.
I was doing Trump.
I know, Nadim. I know you were doing Trump.
Was it good?
No.
Yes, brother. It was. Relatively speaking, it was good.
You gotta
Because
look
me
up that
being
one guy.
Indian doing
that one
Trump is
funny
very
video?
hard for me.
Oh, crap, I can't remember his name, but he does like a perfect Trump impersonation.
There's so many of them out there, dude. It became
can't
like
think of
all
his
of
name.
comedy for 4 years became Trump impressions.
Yeah.
It was exhausting.
Stephen Crowder does
is
a pretty
ugly.
good, Trump impersonation.
Do what?
I said Stephen Crowder does a pretty good Trump
Yeah.
impersonation.
I still maintain that Crowder's best impersonation is Bernie Sanders. Is just what's his name? Gilbert
Basically
Gottfried.
just Gilbert.
Isn't,
Yeah.
isn't Stephen Crowder gay?
I say it now. A 1%.
You are glowing.
I think
You
the
are
best
glowing
impersonation of
with
Trump has
lightness.
come from Shane Gillis.
That's who I'm talking about. Yes, him.
Shane.
Yeah.
Gillis.
Yeah, he's his are like perfect.
Oh, that guy.
Abu al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. We heard him crying over the radio. I said, Abu, don't cry.
Wait, he does it so good.
Okay.
Abu Abdul Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
He died like a dog.
He died like a dog.
It was like,
He
like
died
that
like
is
a dog.
Are you guys fan of Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Yes.
Yeah, he a joke thing.
Elon Musk.
I'm a fan of.
Pretty cool.
I'm a
You're
fan of
joking.
him recovering Twitter a bit on the free speech side. I'm not okay with him putting brain chips in people.
Do you think he really
that's kinda
recovered?
sketchy.
Do you really think he recovered free speech on Twitter?
100%.
A bit.
You think so?
He recovered porn on
He
Twitter.
pulled it from the precipice of total censorship.
Because I believe he
but
says that it's free speech, but not freedom of reach, right? So you're not free to
Yeah.
reach everybody. You may be limited and be put into a dark little corner.
But don't you think porn was put on a higher level when Twitter was bought by Elon Musk?
Without a
Why
doubt.
are you looking at porn on Twitter?
I'm not
dude?
looking at porn. It's
Well, then
just
how do you know
every-
it's there,
I'm just
Nadim?
joking.
Honestly, if you've ever used Twitter enough, you know
No,
that
yeah.
you just like scroll enough far enough and it just pops up.
just
You're
like
like, oh,
AI,
wow!
AI.
And
Speaking
then
of
the site is like, do you like that?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I think I've had
Oh,
enough
do you
Twitter for
like that?
today.
Maybe that's where Kingpill got that. The algorithm's just constantly asking, "Do you like that?" Always. Can I take off the no stuff on my Twitter? Is that an option?
Yes, you can. You can go to the settings and do
I go to the settings.
Maybe the account settings. I don't know. It's
Uh,
privacy. Maybe even privacy and safety.
Have you guys seen that one Reverend, it's like some black guy, like Reverend something?
that helps me a lot.
Hold on.
Bishop
Is
Bullwinkle?
Silver
Oh,
Tongue Cavalier
Reverend
a Fed?
Roy Sisman.
I don't know.
No.
That guy, like nobody knows like if he's just a troll account or if he actually is like this racist black dude.
Oh, the Silver Tongue
Oh,
Cavalier dude.
no.
Is that what
Yeah,
you're talking about?
Skip, yes, tech
No, Reverend Ray
tech
Oh.
Sisman.
Ding.
Okay, but is it like, oh, he's a racist black dude like Jesse Lee Peterson, or
Beta.
No, he's a racist like black supremacist. Like
Oh,
white people trash.
Like a Black Panther?
Yeah.
could be a grift. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like sometimes, like the stuff he says, like you never know. You're like, is this like, are you just trolling, dude? Are you making like, are you the best troll on the internet, or do you actually mean this? But I just
don't
go and post a picture on everything that he says. He posts. I post like the Burger King guy on that airplane.
Burger King guy.
Oh,
on the airplane.
I know exactly what video you're talking
too.
Yeah,
about.
with the Burger King
Wes, you
crowd.
cannot play it.
I
Yeah,
cannot
don't play
it?
that.
You
No.
cannot play the video.
Look it
that
up on
he's
your own
talking
time. Look it up on
Okay.
your own time. But it's
Right.
the funniest
Okay.
thing ever.
He keeps shouting.
My
Oh.
brother and I were cracking for days over that.
That's a good picture that I saw.
The little smile that he gives right before he starts is just gold. He's like,
Is
I
it
know what
just,
I'm about to do.
And
I
the-
know what
Is it
I'm
just
about
too
to do.
naughty? Is it too many naughty words? Or
It's
the
it's
flight-
yeah, it's
flight attendant, the flight attendant is like, sir,
He hits that. He lands that R like an F-18
Oh,
on an aircraft
I
I
carrier.
see.
sir,
Okay.
sir, there's kids here,
Boom.
please. Stop doing that.
Sir, I'm from South Africa.
I want to shake your hand.
I'm from South Africa. I can say whatever I want.
What's your guys' favorite meme that's come out since the pandemic? Out of all of them, what's the best one?
the I support current thing.
Is that like the NPC?
Yeah.
Was that pre or post? I mean, well, it got more intense with like the
Brother
Ukraine
John,
flag.
Brother John, are you breaking some glass?
You are breaking some glass?
He's
What
using
is
a
he
stapler or something.
No, just there's something.
Nah, he just
cooked
cooked
with
with
Mr.
Mr. White, yo. He has to break that up.
His secret is chili powder.
Chili powder,
Chili pea.
baking soda,
That's my thing, man.
and Arby's sauce.
What's that annoying sound in the background? It's probably John. John's doing something. I
Michael,
don't know.
how does it feel to have two first names? How does it feel to do that? Man?
Maybe that's his middle name, dude. You don't know. You don't know that, man.
That's interesting, though. I ain't against it.
I mean, Nadim, do you like that?
I love it.
Okay.
To be H, to be honest.
You quit me.
It sounds like someone is whipping their own shins with some rope. What are you guys talking about?
I had to
Oh,
That's
whip
some
myself
TBE
in
nonsense,
penance for
man.
today. I had to put myself in admonishment.
I don't hear it in my backyard, so it must be one of y'all.
No, it's John, man.
I'm not doing.
Okay. Did it go away? Since I muted John, did it go away, y'all?
It
Do I need
did.
to? Do I need to tell the Booty Alchemist to also get a mic? Nadim, have you ordered a mic yet?
I told you watch my stream, man.
That's not an answer.
Okay, then you won't get the answer unless you watch the stream.
All right. Well, if people aren't going to participate in the conversation, they shouldn't be allowed to be platformed here. I'm not here to allow that kind of speech. It's freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach, Nadim. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, where should we go from here, y'all? I'd like to end it at least by 3 hours, if not earlier. But what do you guys want to do? Where am I at? I'm at 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Oh, okay.
John, do you use Twitter?
I go on there, and but I don't like use it.
Do you see any? Does it have any utility? Is it like can it be used as a tool? Is it the modern public square?
It definitely is, and it can be used as square, but I am absolute trash at social media.
Yeah, me too, dude.
And like I know that's something I really need to start
Oh, is
learning.
it? Is it? Oh, like if you're gonna like try to like build a platform, you're saying?
Yeah. But I mean, I do know some people who are just like, yeah, I can't be on Twitter. Like it can be overwhelming. Like especially like I remember the day of the Israel attack when Hamas attacked them. I like woke up and I opened up Twitter, and the first thing I saw was just video after video after video, just people getting slaughtered. I was like, okay, I need to put this away.
Okay, was it like real violence you saw, or did they? I don't. Does Twitter allow like
No,
actual gore
it
and
showed
stuff, or is
everything. It showed everything,
okay.
like everything. There was like not one thing blurred.
What's your thoughts on like do men need to I've heard some people say like a man should willingly subjugate themselves to real violence and war footage like that to like harden yourself as a man. Do you take that approach, or do you think it's just bad for your soul?
I think that depends more on the person. I mean, if you can take it, then you can take it, but I don't think you have to. I don't think it's a necessary thing to do to be as a man. I mean,
You don't think like every
really,
Christian should be going around looking at gore porn?
yeah, no, you don't need to be like looking up cartel videos or.
When was the first time you were
anything like
exposed to that kind of stuff, like real violence on the internet?
Well, I was exposed to it like way before, even before like I got on the internet, because we used to watch a lot of World War II stuff and Vietnam footage, and so I saw a lot of that. And plus, since my dad was in the military and everything, I was kind of around and saw a lot of photos and a lot of videos, like raw footage from him when he was there and all of that. And then when I finally got online, I was like, "Oh, there's even more here!"
Yeah. Oh wow. And there's more. My
Yeah.
experience was like I think probably by 7th or 8th grade, I'd have classmates in school would just like randomly send me stuff on MySpace or whatever of like you click on it and it's like, oh, that's a man getting hit with like a saw and like
Yeah,
being
like
opened up, stuff like that.
yeah, I think that was like a famous one where like I guess these two cartel guys like beheaded these two guys with a chainsaw. I remember seeing that when I was like probably about the same time, like 7th grade. I was like,
Yeah.
wow! I was like, oh.
I think about that like are we because like other generations had like gallows and like public hangings and stuff like that, like they were and maybe you could also say stuff like the Black Plague, whatever, like maybe they were exposed to more real world tragedies and death in their face, and that is just maybe more part of their lives. But now we live in such a comfy cozy world where it feels like that is so like such a distant reality that's not at our door.
Yeah.
Well, we have that simultaneously. It's like it just randomly breaks into your reality on a screen and shows it to you. So it's like
I think I'm
weird
sorry, go ahead.
dichotomy. No, I mean that's basically what I'm trying to say. Trying to find the words of it's not actualized in our real world experience, but it like breaks in like this disembodied way.
Yeah, and I think like kind of like it goes back to like what you said, like should men be exposed to that to make them like battle ready and all that. But I think nowadays a lot of it's used for rather entertainment.
I see. Well,
Like you
people look
see,
at the gore porn and it's like some kind of form of entertainment, like an action movie, even though it's real.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, yeah, the it seems like
Because-
now our society is so comfortable and that we expose ourselves to violent imagery just for decadent purposes.
yeah, because I remember like even like as I think I was 8 years old the first time I ever killed a goat.
Okay. On purpose?
And that was
It was like
that was
you're
like,
slaughtering?
that was- yeah, that was on our grandpa's farm. But he had 3 goats to kill, and he bought all 3 of my brothers. And he was like, gave us a 45. He's like, put this right against his forehead, and pull the trigger, and then slit the throat, and then tie back legs up and hoist it and let it bleed out. So like, I was like, oh! She's like, cut the throat! I was like, oh!
I don't even want to say this out loud, but TBE brings up something tangentially related. He said he thought he saw the worst of the internet when he saw Tub Girl. Man, he was wrong. That was something I saw freshman year of high school. I had a friend that was I had people that I thought were my friends that would send me all that kind of stuff, and they'd send it to you. They'd be like, it'd be like in class. Your phone vibrates, you look at it, you see something horrible like that, and they're across the room giggling, waiting for your reaction. And the first thing I was exposed to Two Girls, One Cup. By
God, yeah.
Classic.
I was 13, and it was like a youth pastor that showed it to me in a McDonald's lobby.
Dear God, what?
Not the youth pastor, but a volunteer. He was like probably 25. He was a guy in the military. He was in between deployments, and he was volunteering in the youth group.
You said military. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, and and I remember like the first day I met him, after the Protestant youth group thing, we went to McDonald's, and everybody was just eating their McChickens or whatever, and then they're giggling, and then they like hand the phone to me, and it's just Two Girls, One Cup, and they're all laughing, having a good time. It was, yeah. I don't know what to make of that. I've never known what to make of that.
Okay. Yeah, plus I think like the environment that I grew up around, like a lot of my friends and everybody like that, they're all military, so it's that.
Please, no one go and see this. It is terrible for your soul. It is disgusting, depraved,
I'm sorry to
vile.
interrupt you, Colin.
But
I've got a bite now. What was Tub Girl? I never saw that.
It is. God, okay.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Don't. It is a woman.
To.
It's a woman who is naked in a tub, with her legs in the air and a giant stream of diarrhea. And that's that's it is, and it's a cascading eruption.
Oh dear.
And yeah.
I regret it.
I think the first thing like that I ever saw was the chestnut.
Sorry, children.
Slingshot thing. Did you guys ever see that? Like, have you guys ever seen a chestnut?
A chestnut,
like
what?
They're a chestnut.
Just a regular old chestnut roasting over
like
an open flame.
How they have like those huge spikes. They're about the size of a golf ball with spikes all over them. I saw like this video when I was someone sent to me like through MySpace as well, and it burned an imprint into my brain. Like, ugh.
Oh dear.
But there was this one girl just like bent over, and another girl like got a slingshot and slammed that thing right in between the cheeks.
Oh no.
Oh man. I didn't mean I didn't mean for the description of this depravity, but
I mean,
what do you think that's done?
Hilarious.
What do you think that's
It was hilarious, but I was just like, I can never unsee that ever again. I'm just like, oh no.
I mean, I don't know. I imagine all the guys I knew back in high school that were spreading this stuff around because they thought it was funny to see people's reactions to the depravity. I can't imagine they're still doing that for laughs. It's like a lot of them have kids and such. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, like, I start shying away from that. I started shying away from that stuff like years ago.
Is it just like
there was a
people
time
on
where
4chan? Like, is it just because people are used to? Is it just normalized? I don't know.
I think, like I said, like it's entertainment because I mean, like no longer can you just like everybody has like these like I guess it's an overrated term, but like just these TikTok brains where like you can't just like put on a 5-hour video or video essay or something and just listen to it. You have to have like that adrenaline, like, oh, it has to be as bloody as it can, it has to be as perverse as it can, or it has to be whatever. Just that short little clip, and we still need that for some reason. I don't know.
Is it like just the fascination with the macabre, something like
Probably.
that? I remember a friend showed me a documentary called "The Philosophy of a Knife" in high school. It was on Netflix, like in 2011 or something. It was a documentary about all of the experimentation that the Nazi scientists did on people, and it was like recreations. So you had live actors acting out these experimentations. They had people that would they made people with STDs have sex with people so they could see the transference of the STDs. They on screen
I remember hearing about that.
You see a man getting all of his teeth plucked out one by one to see the limits of human pain tolerance. They would take twins and cut them into bits and then sew them up together, stuff like that. And it was a pretty gnarly. I mean, it's all acting. I don't know how much of it, if any of it, was actual footage. But I mean, you see all of it on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I had friends that were like, "This is fascinating. I love this." I'm like, "This the hell are we doing? Can we like watch
Unit 713 type stuff?
Can we go back to watching 007?"
Can we go back to South Park, please?
Yeah. I got turned into a cow. Can I please go home? BitChute is where you got radicalized. I've never been on BitChute. Is that a
BitChute's crazy?
Is it
BitChute
crazy?
is crazy. Yeah.
Is it the
I've
Wild
never
West?
been on there in a long time. Just because as soon as you pull it up, it's just like.
Is it as crazy or less crazy than 4chan?
I don't know. I've only been on 4chan once.
Telegram has abhorrent stuff. I mean, I've seen, because Telegram is that like is it encrypted kind of thing like Signal is? I'm not quite sure. I know there's like
I think
a lot more
Telegram
stuff on
does
there.
something like that, but I don't know. I've never been on Telegram either.
Okay, Nadim, what do you got to say?
Unless if I'm gonna go follow Mark Dice.
Nadim.
Wait, I'm back. Oh.
Yeah, come on.
Yep. No, wait, the conversation is done. I want to go back to the gore stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we just left.
Okay, Nadim, what do you got to say about the gore stuff?
No. We let's continue on in a better conversation. I want to talk about diarrhea and stuff, man.
You want to talk about diarrhea?
I ain't want to talk about diarrhea.
I don't.
Oh.
There's stuff happening in the chat. I'm not.
I can run to Del Taco real quick and we can have a 5-hour chat about that.
Go eat a bunch of Taco Bell and then we can make we can get something called Tub Man disseminated through the culture.
Tub group.
Tub Booty Alchemist. The Booty Alchemist cauldron.
You do not have to go to Taco Bell, my friend. You can just drink the tap water.
The only self-evident truth I believe in is Taco Bell.
And I believe that it will come in and it will come right out ASAP.
It is too much of a rush to get to the next free meal.
Taco Bell was the original streaming, my brother. Anyways,
have you guys ever drank like someone's dip water?
Oh no, I've heard stories. No. Just thinking about it makes me die.
Someone's what?
Dip
water.
Dip cup.
You have a solo cup. You're at a party. You got dip tobacco chew. You go. Bleh, and you have a cup full of it. You think you got your soda. You got your Coca-Cola. You grab the wrong cup and you drink their dip spit.
Never
I did
tried
that
dip.
once. I did that
Never
once.
tried
Oh,
dip.
We were
Is
driving back
chewing
home from LA, and I was super, super, super like that was probably one time I'd never been that hungover before. I was hungover AF, and I got passed out. Then about halfway back home, I like woke up just hella dehydrated. I was like, oh, grab a water bottle. I'm like, just
lesson you
puked
don't
all
need to
over the
learn
car.
twice.
Yeah, just puked all over the car.
is chew. I never tried chewing dip. Is it cool?
I used to dip all the time when I was younger, but now I can't even touch that stuff no more.
You like
I've
Zen?
never
Actually,
done.
I got all of my friends addicted to it for like 3 years because they saw me with
I
it
don't
one
know about.
time.
Oh, sorry.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just all like, yeah, they're like, I want to try that. I'm like, what do we do? I'm like, you just grab a big old pinchful, throw it in your mouth, and chew it. That's why it's
And
called chew.
the Zen
Yeah,
Zins
like,
are not
do you
the
talk to everybody like you're the count from Sesame Street?
the Zen,
No,
Zen,
you're my
That's
friend.
what they all do.
Zen is now the replacement.
Yeah,
What
Zen
were you trying to say, Samuel?
I was gonna say I've never done dip, but I've chawed on some Levi Garrett before. But it's
oh
it's-
yeah,
I
like some
don't.
like full man red chew stuff.
Yeah, like but it's all right. It's just you get tired of spitting everything out after a while.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is the where does all the degeneracy, the gore, and the all the perversion that we're talking about intersect with Jackass? Do you think they're like doing market research and all like on 4chan like to get ideas of stuff? Because there's some pretty gross stuff on that.
Hey guys, this video of this chick getting a chestnut slingshotted into her ass cheeks. Yeah, that did well. That went really
Did you
viral.
watch it?
We gotta incorporate something like that.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
Guys, let's
she
paper
lets,
cut our
she lets
balls.
out the worst like blood hurling screams. It's like, oh.
Did you ever see the guy that the Jackass clip of when a guy ingests a toy car, like 5 toy cars, and he
No.
shits them out?
No.
Oh no.
I've seen the one where he puts one up his butt in a condom
Oh,
and goes to the
Steve-O.
proctologist.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I should.
It's funny. I just saw this short clip of Steve-O. Now that he has like this, you know how he's like all clean and spiritual now and everything
Right.
like that.
No,
He's like Russell
Spiritual.
Brand.
Yeah, basically like yeah, exactly like Russell Brand. But now he
They're the
has
same
like
person.
this, yeah, pretty much.
Isn't Russell Brand
Russell Bland.
isn't Russell Brand Calvinist?
No.
I have no idea. He's some kind of evangelical or something.
No, he's not a Calvinist. I can tell you that right now.
Don't change. No.
all I know is that he thinks that he took the dunk and everything's okay now.
Yeah. Yeah, his sins has been washed away and he is a new man.
Pastor Billy Bob gave me absolution.
Isn't saved once always saved?
I couldn't even tell you what Russell Brand believes. It's probably just like a mixture of his new agey esotericism now with like nominal evangelical stuff. It's just still just a mishmash.
But
as far as I can tell.
this video of Steve-O, like now he has like this support dog that he takes everywhere. And it's like he takes it off
I saw
planes
this.
and everything like that. He was like, I need this support dog because I have all of these mental disorders. I have PTSD from everything. I'm like, nobody cares, dude. You did all of that on your own. Like now you're just gonna come over here and just like, oh, I got this dog, so everything's okay. By the way, I have to take this dog on an airplane with me everywhere I go. I hate people with like support animals. Unless like you're like an actual like veteran that saw some real shit.
Or like
okay.
you're blind.
Yeah. But I mean if you just like if you're Steve-O, like butt chugging beers and just hooked on drugs his whole life.
Well,
And then now he's like, oh, I I have all these. I have PTSD.
Steve, what a true.
Dude, it
This
gives
stuff
me
is-
anxiety that those videos are out there, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
need a
like, how do you
dog,
try-
dude.
It's like the same
Steve,
thing,
what a-
like for like OnlyFans women. It's like, yeah, maybe you should have thought about that before you just did that.
Yeah.
Steve, what a true booty alchemist, man.
His booty was the cauldron, dude. What do you think is the
His
silliest
booty was a
possible
crucible.
service animal? Is there like a service turtle out there?
An emotional
There
support
is.
snail.
Oh, if I saw somebody with one, I would squish it.
An emotional support worm.
Picture
I
somebody
just
having
toss
like
some
an
salt
emotional,
in their direction.
somebody having like an emotional support chihuahua. Like does the opposite of what they need. It's like the most unchill dog you can get.
Have you ever seen that video of the dude that's like, "Oh, what do you do whenever you're having a bad day?
I come
pet
home and I
the
pet my dog.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
just
I
The demon.
kicked this one guy's support dog one time.
Text
Yeah.
support dog.
Yeah, because they like kept like nipping me in the back of the calf. And I'm like, dude, do something about your dog, dude. Like, we're standing in line. And I'm just like, dude. He's like, he's my support animal. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude, what it is. Get it under control.
is he supporting you attacking my legs right now?
Yeah, and then like nip me again. I just turn around, I was like, bam, kick it right in the nose.
Nadim, when was the last time you kicked an animal?
Out.
Huh?
When was the last time you kicked an animal, Nadim?
Do you like that?
Do you like that? Do you like kicking dogs? Do you like kicking dogs, Mr. Nadim?
Kick like in what way?
Like with your foot?
Yeah,
How-
In a
how
correctory
strong?
manner.
How strong?
I mean, like a kick. Like you know what a kick?
Like
You guys
they
have
fly
football
off.
there.
Like I hold them and I shoot them like a football.
You intend to do them some kind of damage. The last animal I kicked
No,
was
do
a
that.
chicken. Was a rooster. It was
Have you ever
so
hypnotized your chickens?
no, I haven't.
And the rooster's never forgiven you since.
Well, he died like the next day. So
Oh.
so this
Oh.
this is before we got chickens. There was a rooster that just showed up at my neighbor's house. We called him Roy, and he seemed all right for like 2 months. And then one day I was just outside doing yard work, and he started coming up at me. I was like, "What's up, man?" He started he started chasing me. I started backing up, like, if you don't stop. And then I kicked him right in the face, and he flopped over. And then he got back up, and we were thinking like maybe it's because he doesn't have any hens to like get it on with. He's like sexually frustrated. And then the next day, there was just piles of feather everywhere, and we think he like picked a fight out with some coyotes or something. No, it wasn't Kilroy. It was
kick that goose.
we called him the king, Roy, in French is Vive le roi, vive le roi. So he was Roy, and he's dead now, very very much dead. But yeah, Nadim, do you like that?
I kicked a horse once. The horse bit the crap out of me.
I like
I was
that.
trying
I
to-
think that chickens are little monsters.
They are
Yeah.
crazy little things.
Isn't that what Plato was it Plato or I can't remember who said that humans are nothing more than featherless bipods? Something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
and then crap, I can't remember who it was, but somebody else came in and with a plucked chicken. Behold, I give you man.
Yeah,
I could give you Plato's man or whoever said that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go rethink this."
it's like what is a man? It's like a biped, hairless biped. Okay, plucked chicken.
Here you go.
I mean, with the same logic, a chair is something that humans sit on. It has 4 legs. I give you a horse that is a chair.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Or
This
a
is why.
donkey.
Donkey.
Donkey,
I
you
make
are
a
ass.
waffles.
Oh, donkey.
Man, if donkeys could make waffles, everybody would have a donkey.
I mean,
I would not want a donkey. Donkeys are horrible. They stink.
What would you do with a donkey?
I would probably kick it.
Open a breakfast restaurant. I'd open a Waffle House.
Have you ever been to Waffle House?
No.
I have.
I mean, what's your
That's
thoughts?
how I know a donkey can run it.
it's garbage.
What I've seen on Twitter about Waffle House, yeah, I think a donkey could
It's,
do a whole lot better.
Yeah, it's not very good. I know people are like, oh, we're in the South. Let's go to the Waffle House. I'm like, no, don't.
Reconsider.
You'll never want to come back to the
You're
South.
better off at going to Denny's.
Yeah, I mean they're the same quality. I think they're both awful. Austin is saying Waffle House is delicious. That's like saying like, oh, we're in the South. Let's go to Dollar General. What are you talking about? That's
I found the
Fool?
one good Waffle House. According
Where
to
is
him,
it?
he's found the one good Waffle House.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought there was like a punchline coming.
No, it's just
I'm sure
All right, 20
Waffle
seconds.
House was probably
20
a
seconds,
good
guys.
name.
18 seconds. What do you guys got to say? What do you guys got to say? 15 seconds.
thanks for having me on.
Still
You're
probably it.
welcome.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Nadeem, 5 seconds. Go.
Oh yeah, Kangs and Quangs.